Because I never got any error afterwards.
So yeah, it could be that. It could be that.
Memory requirement is 1 GB anyways for Windows 8.1. It is.
Even 2012 server runs on 512 as well.
But in the Microsoft document it says.
Yeah, it should be recommended. Should be there. That 2008 is installed on 512.
Recommended is
2008 on 512. It's just that this is strange that it should not give a.
No, there's no error, nothing. And before there was so many errors, you know, sometimes unable to stop.
But this is not normal operation. This is workaround. So even now, okay. So
is there any way we can uninstall hypervisor anything?
yeah, we can uninstall anytime.
Like how?
Manage, go to manage and uninstall. In the server manager, we can go to manage and uninstall. Okay, so smart paging is there for VMs. Anyone knows what is paging or page file? Yeah, what is page file?
It's a file that is created on the hard drive. If the application requires more memory and there's not enough memory, it goes to a swap file or a paging file.
Yeah, swap file or paging file. So portion of the hard disk is used as a memory. When memory is being, totally, it's not available for the applications, so applications go for hard disk and use a portion of hard disk, which is called paging file or swap file. We use it as a memory. The applications use it as a memory. Paging and differencing? So, paging and differencing for memory. Differencing is coming here, and it's for the hard disk where we will be talking about that. But if you're talking about memory, the memory has so many functions. Where did you read it? It's according to the context.
Yesterday, yeah, differencing. There was something about differencing.
In where?
You were talking about hard disk? Talking about the memory and hard disk.
So yeah, this is here. This is the difference. So this topic is coming. So we will just talk about that. The thing is that these things we have discussed during the lecture as well. So we're just going to go fly by. But the main things are VHD is for 2008 Hyper-V. So VHD is a hard disk, right? So we have created VHD during the creation of the virtual machine. So VHD is for 2008, VHDX is for 2012. 64-bit, so VHDX just supports 64 terabyte of maximum capacity, which is a huge from 2 terabyte in VHD 2008 Hyper-V. This is 2012 Hyper-V support. More resilient. If the VM crashes, the data is not easily lost. This is something Microsoft claims that it's more resilient. So we need to put it on test, put it to test. Then we can find out. Modify VHD. We can add or remove roles while the VHD is down. So if the machine is shut down, you can still use some PowerShell commands to remove DNS, DHCP from a shut down hard disk. So roles and features can be removed while the VHD is offline. Edit virtual disk. This I'm going to do. Yep.
What's VHD? What is that?
So it's a virtual hard disk. And X, so VHD only is 2008 Hyper-V hard disk for virtual machines, and X is added for 2012 virtual machine hard disks. Having more features. Edit virtual disk, I'll quickly go through that. Differencing drives. So edit virtual disk will offer us the options of shrink, expand a hard disk, shrink a hard disk, compact a hard disk. There are different ways to do that. Differencing drives, next slide is coming, so we will talk about that. One more feature, very good feature, is pass-through disks. So pass-through disk is all about if application has been virtualized. So there's an application called Exchange Server. It needs a lot of memory and lot of hard disk space and a lot of hard disk read and write, IOPS. We call it IOPS, input output per second. IOPS. It needs a lot of hard disk IOPS. So you install Exchange Server. Your boss says, "Hey, install Exchange Server onto virtual machines," and you already say, sir, it's better to put it on physical server. Don't go for virtual machines for Exchange. They are very heavily using the hardware. They're going to use hardware resources heavily. So, but your boss said, no, we're going to save money. So you do that. And then it really goes slow. It starts slow. So boss say, hey, there's a solution for that. So in 2012, if you have installed Exchange Server, there's a solution for pass-through disks, which means what? So now this requires a little diagram. Oh man, this is a 15-minute task. So these are the two servers, member servers, which have Exchange application, and so you always have tools of a critical application, right? So Exchange 2010 A and 2010B. So it will have the copies of all the databases of Exchange and copy DBs. But they have been virtualized. They have been on the virtual machines. Now they're performing very bad. So you would recommend that since we just installed Exchange and it's still in a test phase, why don't we check a pass-through disk feature? So this will be that you will add a new HDD hard disk and then put application or put Exchange, although it's for any application. In our scenario we have Exchange Server. Put Exchange Server or install Exchange Server, install Exchange Server directly on that HDD. So if I say directly on that physical HDD, there's always a difference. When you have a virtualization environment, you normally are in bigger environment, you're always using a SAN. You're borrowing disks over the network, you're connecting the disks over the network from SAN. If you're a large organization, you will have fiber optic cables coming there, which will be fast enough. Even the databases and all the read and writes will be very fast, which is very good. In case you're using the iSCSI SAN, which means that you're using normal Ethernet, your current Ethernet network, which is just Ethernet cables. So it will be the speed of Ethernet cables with which you're doing a read and write. The emails are opening for users. There are hundreds of users connecting to your Exchange servers to retrieve emails, and they're opening their mailboxes. They're opening from browser, from their MS Office Outlook. So the all read and write going on the server. The hard disks are actually, this is just a map link. They are linked to this SAN. If it is fiber optic, it will be very fast. You don't need pass-through disk then. But if it is Ethernet network, the performance will be very much affected. So in that case, you may want to give one application direct access to a local hard disk. So Exchange Server will be installed on a local hard disk which has been connected here. Instead of sending read and write to the SAN environment, it will start read and write on this environment, on this local hard disk. So when it reads and writes on a directly added on the server physical hard disk, its performance will be fast and fast enough. We can say that yes, it is acceptable. But if it is sending its read and writes over a borrowed disk or SAN disks or LUNs, which we call, so then its performance will affect. In virtualized environment, normally we always use SAN disks. But pass-through disk only mean that you put a physical disk inside a server, and then the application starts using the directly added disk, physical disk on the server, right? So this is a very implementing it is very few steps, but at least you can give at once a low performing application throughput, fast read and write option by adding a physical disk to that server. So it will be very good that in any virtual application. So virtual machine will be maybe installed on any of the disks on the SAN, but application installed on that can be installed. When you're installing it, ask where do you want to install the application. You can install that application directly on the newly added physical disk. Or applications like Exchange always have databases. So you install application even on the SAN. But then it asks, okay, where do you want to install your databases? Then you can just install, because databases have what? Exchange databases have all the mailboxes. Mailboxes are retrieved, mailboxes are closed, open, emails are opened, and so DBs always require, Exchange databases always require very fast read and write from the hard disk. So if they are reading and writing from over the SAN, it better be fiber optic. If it's not, go for pass-through. If you have virtualized Exchange. In our company, we haven't virtualized Exchange. There are roles, mailbox role in Exchange, which has all the mailboxes of thousands, 14,000 users, and simultaneously hundreds of users are connected at any time. So we are using local disks and physical disks on a physical machine. We haven't virtualized the role of Exchange, which has mailbox role. There are two more roles of Exchange, which are lights, the cache server and transport server. So we can virtualize those roles, but not the mailbox role. Whichever portion of an application is consuming a lot of hard disk input, output, and memory and processing, just put it to physical. Otherwise, there's still, if you virtualize some of its role, at least the pass-through disk option will be still good to give better performance for those roles. So pass-through disk is a very good feature. It's in VMware as well as Microsoft has to do it as well. Yeah.
So you should use fiber optic cables, but if you're not using that, you should use pass-through disk?
Then it's recommended that if application is really bad performing and so many users are affected, this is another option that system administrators would know at least. That is an option. You want to go this way, there's an option here.
Otherwise, you should use fiber optic.
It's better. Or third option, don't go for virtualization of these kind of roles, which will require a lot of memory processing and disk usage, disk read and write usage. Go for physical servers directly. If you don't do that, then there are these options. So, and take snapshots of guest machines. Yeah, we do that in our VMware workstation as well. Differencing disk, it's the concept where you have one hard disk which you installed with the virtual machine, and you've installed operating system on that, applications on that. Now, you do not want it to be filled up by any changes you do or any extra application you install. You do not want to install those applications in this hard disk to free up some space. So differencing hard disk is a feature where you install a differencing hard disk. So the day you install the differencing hard disk or an extra hard disk, whatever changes you make from that day onwards, so whatever changes you make from that day onwards will be saved on differencing disk. So all the differences from that day onward will be saved on differencing disk.
What was marked?
So paging is for memory, and it means that if we run out of memory, the applications are using a lot of RAM, and they run out of it and they are slowing down, then portion of the hard disk is used as a memory. So portion of the hard disk, which is called page file, there's a area or a file is created, 2 GB file, 4 GB file, according to the capacity of the system, and according to the amount of RAM you have, 32 GB, maybe 8 GB, 16 GB. So 1 GB or 2 GB of space is taken from the hard disk. Hey, we're gonna just borrow this space for using it as a memory. So application has to run on memory to make it work, to actually basically run. Yeah. So then they use portion of the hard disk to keep on working. Sorry? LUNs for logical unit number. SAN disks, the disks that are in racks of storage area network, they are all called LUNs. So I need 5 disks for exchange, or 78 disks. So I'm going to ask the storage team, hey, I need 78 LUNs for that. Can you give me? And then there's a procedure. There's a lengthy procedure to map them. But we have a lab coming. Microsoft has done this revolutionary step. Now we can convert a 2012 machine into a SAN server. So this was really required in 2008 as well, but they introduced in 2012. It's in the third course, 2012 advanced course, where we're going to do the SAN lab, which is very, very useful. Yeah, sure. You're welcome.
So in this case, the difference in this, like you specify from now onwards,
the day it. So we're installing the differencing disk. There's a feature called, you have to enable that feature, differencing, and after that it understands that whatever onwards is going on is going to be saved, read and write written on from that differencing disk. So the free disk space is automatically saved on C. Yeah.
Can you simplify that explanation?
Yeah. So differencing disk is that after the installation of the differencing disk, any changes onwards will be saved on this disk. Any differences, modifications, changes, you can word it anyway. So any differences from today's disk will be all. So you install a new application, maybe you change a log file, the change will be saved there. So anything added, modified, changed, difference.
Go on this disk and like change it back if you want.
Back. So you have added it for the free space, right? So to save the free space of C drive. So any difference, modification, addition, changes will be saved automatically to the new disk. Yeah.
So basically, let's say you have on Windows 8, if you have 2 hard disks, on one you install operating system, the second one any changes you make, so basically any applications you install or any files you save down will be on the second one, the missing one.
Yeah.
And the first one nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen. So
technically we're just expanding our space, not really.
technically we're any addition would take space in C drive. The purpose is to save the C drive from filling up, and in turn it will crash the whole operating system. So keep working. Now you don't have to worry about the C drive filling up, which has the operating system.
But this is a feature of Hyper-V, right?
This is a feature of Hyper-V.
But then there's RAID also, right? We have strip
Yeah.
and all that. So why do we need this if we have RAID? I mean, Hyper-V supports RAID, or
This is not on large level.
Oh.
This is for those machines where you are not monitoring, but they are critical to run 24/7, and you may monitor it, after some time. So you will say that at least I'm sure that next disk is having lots of space. So I know that at least 6 months, it's not gonna give us problem. But large scale, yes, it's RAID, and we're gonna do that.
So in differencing, we can save the parent. Right?
Exactly. We save the parent disk, and the other disk takes all the differences and changes and modifications. Okay. Hyper-V. Then we did we checked the VLAN. We tried to make changes on 4 machines by selecting them all, but it still made us do one by one. Configure switches, external, internal, and private. Configure. Okay, so every network card has a MAC address. Did we know that? What is a MAC address?
User access control number.
Which is
28-bit MAC address, which is a unique identifier.
unique identifier. So network card has a MAC address. Okay, if I say IP address can be a unique identifier for a network card, is that a correct statement or a wrong statement?
No.
Why?
IP is logical. This is hard coded into.
This is hard coded. MAC address is hard coded into the chipset. So the one network card, when created, gets a MAC address. IP address we can change anytime, right? So this hardware is known by its MAC address, this network interface card. But when we are creating a new virtual machine, it's already virtual. It has a virtual network card. So it has to, we are not creating MAC addresses for those network cards. Companies are not creating, they are already virtual network cards. So somebody has to assign them MAC addresses. So there is a MAC address range, just like a DHCP has a IP range, Hyper-V has a MAC address range for all those newly created machines. So if I go to Hyper-V now and go to the switch manager and show, this is the MAC address range. So since now it's not a hardware, so companies are not creating that. So companies have no way of knowing that there's a MAC address for virtual network as well. So virtual network interface card. So Hyper-V itself has a huge range of MAC addresses to assign to any newly created machine network interface cards. And MAC addresses are used by your switches, your external switches. They are going to identify a machine by its MAC address, network card MAC address. Okay, this is coming from that machine because of this MAC address I have, and this is a name alongside this MAC address, and this is the IP of that alongside this MAC address. But main with MAC address, many of the switches all recognize the machines, right? So if the IP address is changed for any network card, MAC address never changes. So still the switches are able to recognize, okay, this is still that computer, but now the IP address is changed. Somebody changed the name as well, but I recognize this is that same machine which was located there.
So how will you check the MAC address on my laptop?
Yeah, so ipconfig/all. If you just go to command prompt, so I'm going on my, this is on my laptop. So cmd ipconfig/all. Actually, there, and then there are millions of IP addresses. So I'll just go for, yeah. So this is it is called physical address when you ipconfig all. It is called the physical address for that. This is also a BlackBerry virtual private network. Okay, no, that's not my. So we have to. I have to. This is one. But this is also Ethernet adapter wireless LAN. Yeah, this is I think from the Academy connection coming. So physical address of a network card. It's a physical address written here. It's hard coded. It's a MAC address. It's called MAC address. So there's a MAC address range which is defined, which is given by the Hyper-V. So this is one thing to know, that yes, every network card in virtual machine gets a MAC address. Then we did that network, virtual switches. We played with that. We created a lot of virtual switches. This is the MAC address range we just saw. Inspect disk. So I was just going for the disk. These are the options that are coming for compact, convert, expand, shrink. And these disks, then there is another feature called resource metering. This is a very crucial feature. VMware has DRS, by the name of DRS. Anyone has done VMware? Anyone has read VMware? So it's all about distributed resource. As something. So it's DRS is how much each virtual machine is using memory, processor, hard disk of a host. So overall picture of 10 virtual machines in one host, who is using how much CPU, how much memory, and how much hard disk. So this is that is in VMware. In Hyper-V it is called resource metering. Same thing, it will check live, it will give you live performances of all the virtual machines and who is the culprit using the most CPU. If one machine is using lots of memory, so what? It's using lots of memory. Do you see any disadvantage on a big view, on a Hyper-V view, that, oh, it's using a lot of memory? So what? What will happen to the whole Hyper-V? Will it have an adverse effect on the whole Hyper-V? How?
If one uses more resources, then others will not have.
Other VMs will start performing bad because the memory they needed is unnecessarily being used by the other one virtual machine. Although we can restrict with or prioritize the virtual machines that this machine can have this much memory maximum. But if you're not doing that and you just open it like that, keep it open without configuring, whichever virtual machine takes up the hardware. Hardware is just, memory is just one offered by the host. This is all being shared by the virtual machines, right? So any one virtual machine, maybe there's virus attack, maybe there's some corruption that is taking up all the CPU and memory, will affect all the other 9 virtual machines. So resource metering tells you directly that, okay, there's a chart of CPU going sky high, and this is the machine that's doing that. So, okay, now I know. I'll just log into that machine, or whose machine is that? Maybe it's a machine of accounts department. So I'll just call them, hey, log into that and check what's going on. If it's a virus, then clear it, or whatever you're doing, start doing that. Or shift it to a physical machine. Start virtualizing critical machines.
So in this course, we will learn how to remove virus.
No. Antivirus is just a general topic that we're supposed to know already. Install antivirus here. Oh, you should have antivirus. Otherwise, I won't be copying anything from your laptop. There would be already viruses here. So,
what's resource control?
resource control. So resource metering is just reporting us. So controlling would be actually
Like when we
setting up, prioritizing.
when
Yeah.
we click Control Alt Delete over here, the task manager comes in. So gives us a full picture of which application is running, what applications are running.
Oh,
You might explain it in service. I want to answer that.
you want to write it down? So resource metering is that live reporting then and there, that right now this machine is utilizing the most hardware. So it's utilizing most CPU. CPU is going high, and this machine is doing that on the host level. So there are 10 other virtual machines. On the host level, it should be telling that. But we have PowerShell scripts to know that here. In VMware, we have a graphical interface because it's very expensive. They put a lot of money. They put reporting manager and live reporting and graphs and everything. In Hyper-V, we have to run PowerShell commands to run the reports and check the logs. To know that live, why all the machines are performing bad, because the users who are connecting are saying, hey, what's going on with your Hyper-V? Our machine is bad, our machine is bad. There are 10 machines for 10 different teams, 10 different departments. So then you will check out and then see the culprit that one machine is using up a lot of space and using up a lot of memory and CPU.
So then resource control would manage.
Control would be managing that you stop that machine from using, or you put a threshold that you cannot you cannot use 80% of the, more than 80% or 50% of the total processing. So you can just, put some restrictions on that machine.
That was
Probably.
the main question, 'cause
Okay.
in the exam there was like a couple of questions that I've seen
Okay, topic.
related, like,
Hey, cool. But that was 642 or 410?
410.
Hey, you're preparing 410, yeah. Okay, cool. So normally it will be PowerShell commands in Hyper-V. Hyper-V is not as advanced as VMware. But Hyper-V's hypervisor version, which is dedicated to virtual machines, yes, it is having all these features. This Hyper-V, you have to go for PowerShell because this is over the OS it is installed. This is not dedicated for VMs only. Okay, so I'm just going to create some disks here, and then we're going to see some features. So edit disk is one feature which gives us, if I go to the virtual machine now, and there are 4 machines here. I've installed Windows on all 4. On the right side, I see edit disk feature. If I go to edit disk, first of all, inspect disk tell us what is the status of a disk. So if I go to inspect disk, it will ask, okay, which VM's disk you want to check. I'll go for 002, open. That's going to tell me the disk location. It's dynamically expanding, so it's in provisioning. It's not VHD, so it's not from 2008. It's VHDX. Maybe we have a mixed environment, and if there's a disk like that. So, and this is the name of the disk. And current file size is 8 GB, while total capacity is 127 GB. So inspect disk just inspects the disk. Then, if you want to edit disk, okay, I want to expand that disk, and the accounts department saying that it's just running out of space. Can you expand that disk? Or other functions. So if I go to edit disk here on the right side, it's going to open another wizard, but it's going to first ask, what do you want to do? So with which disk? So next, it takes us to the location and name. So if I browse same machines, but now there's a different task. These machines are on right now. For most of the tasks here, I will have to turn them off, shut down and compact. Okay, next. So there's a compact and expand. So we already from inspect disk we saw that it's 8 GB. Compact is like a defrag. What is defrag? Defragmentation. Shrinks it. Shrinks what? The whole hard disk is 127 GB. It shrinks what inside? Yeah.
Should we do this alone?
I would say that follow the video. I want to quickly go through that. The whole other topic is storage, which is also all about disks, but it's like let me just do it fast while making sure that you're getting it. Then you can follow it later from the video, as well as the documentation will be complete with screenshots. So compact disk and expand disk. So I'll just go for compact disk first. For a client 002 machine which has Windows 8.1 plus, it is turned on right now. So we would know that is it going to work or not, but I'm just telling you it's not going to work, but I'm just going to show that for the video. Next, if I want to compact that disk, and it's going to say, okay, let's see if we can finish. So it's in use right now. The cannot be accessed because it is being used. So this error comes. So I will just cancel out. That was machine client 002. So I'm just gonna turn it off, and I'll just go to the right side, edit disk. Let me know if I'm going fast or if you didn't get it. The main thing is you should get what, because these are very simple concepts right now. So we are trying to compact a disk of a working machine, expand a disk. We're gonna check the features. 4 features are there: shrink, compact, expand, and one more here. But it's gonna totally show 3 features right now. So it's all about accounts department says, hey, we have a big disk, and or you say that we're running out of storage here. So can I compact your disk? Yours having a lot of data, and I'm running out of space, and other machines also need that space. So I'm going to compact your disk. So accounts department say approve, approve, approve. All managers say yeah, okay, no problem, as long as our data is okay. So shrink, expand, these are all the options for the disk. You can play with the disks here. I would not say play, but yeah, in test environment we should play to know all the features and ups and downs. So next, I'll go for client 2, which I just shut down, 002. Next, now it will offer the third option as well, convert. So compact is it compacts the file size of a virtual hard disk. The storage capacity of the virtual hard disk remains the same. What does that mean?
The total capacity.
It compacts the file size of virtual hard disk, but the capacity remains the same.
This file, it just compacts the files,
Which
reduces the size of the file.
size of the file on our host machine, right? On the host hard disk, we have 1 terabyte right now. Suppose host is what? Member server, right? Who's our host right now? Our laptop operating system, right? Okay, we're back on Earth. Okay, so server 2 is our host. It has 1 terabyte, suppose, and there are 10 machines. Each is taking up 100 GB. So you want to compact them. What do? It says file size will be reduced, but capacity of 127 GB will remain the same. Yeah,
Like saving a file.
VHD
it's zipping a file. Huh?
size of the
size of the VHD will be reduced, but the capacity will not be affected. If accounts department said, hey, we were having 127 GB, we need that, but you will still be able to compact the file. It's, as you said, zipping the file. It's compression, compression in Windows. What is convert? Okay, that's easy. Convert is between, you have a mixed environment. In many environments, if you're going anywhere for the job, you may find 2008 Hyper-V already there. So 2008 Hyper-V has VHD hard disk. 2012 Hyper-V has VHDX hard disk. You want to convert it, maybe you have a VHDX hard disk, but you want to detach this hard disk from a 2012 machine and attach it to a what? 2008 Hyper-V machine. 2008 Hyper-V machine only accepts VHD hard disk, not VHDX hard disk. So in that case, you can convert this hard disk. If it is VHDX, convert it to VHD and put it on our 2008 Hyper-V. We can convert it both ways. Expand. This option expands the capacity of the hard disk, virtual hard disk. So expand mean what? What are we actually doing there? Expanding. How can we expand a hard disk? Okay, it's already 127 GB. How do you expand a 127 GB? What do you add? How do you add something there? Add another hard disk and use its space. Just make a full volume of 2 hard disks. But first compact. If I go next, so I'm just reducing the size, but the internal capacity remains the same. It's like compression. Next, finish. It was what? 8.16 GB, 8.16 GB, client 2. So if I go to inspect disk to check what happened to that client 002, well, it compressed to 7.63. After shutting down, it will work, but from 8.16, so compression is not that good. Anyway, so it does compress, but it sucks. So now, if I go to edit disk again quickly, we are all understanding this, right? Yeah. It's not very complicated. So if I now want to play with that same client 002 hard disk, because that's shut down right now, I'll just try to convert it to, okay, first of all, it's VHDX here. I don't want VHDX, and your boss says I want to attach it to 2008 Hyper-V. So next, and convert, and next, it is shut down. Now it's saying, hey, you are already VHDX, what do you want? So I'm saying, okay, I just want backward compatibility. Supports virtual hard disk up to 2 terabytes, so 2000 GB. Yep. Yeah. VHDX can work for, actually VHDX, you're right. You can connect directly with a 2008 as well if you have the latest service packs and updates for that. Otherwise, you won't recognize that. It's better to convert it to VHD and then connect there for efficient use. So, so it's 2 terabyte. So then there are more options that you're converting it to VHD for 2008 Hyper-V. Okay, there's a dynamically expanding and there's a fixed size. You know the difference, right? What's the difference? So if I put fixed size, is there a problem? It will occupy the whole space there. I don't want that. So it's not even gonna let me do that because there's a huge space I give. Dynamically expanding, yes, whatever we installed, and select the name and location of the VHD dynamically expanding disk. So first of all, we are converting this disk, right? It was a VHDX, and now we're going to convert it. So it says, what is the new hard disk name you want it to give, right? So browse. I'll just give it new converted VHD accounts. So it will automatically give it .vhd name when I click save. So yes, VHD has been given here. So now next and finito. I think I should not have done that. Why? It has 8 gigs of data.
My question is the VHD file. So regardless of whatever operating system is created in, like if you Windows 7 can also create VHDs, right?
Yeah.
So that VHD is the same. You can attach it to any.
So server side, so Windows 8 has VHDX, Windows 7 has VHD on the client
that's
side.
The same VHD.
It's the same VHD.
You can attach it to.
And same operations can be done on client side VHD and VHDX as well. Yep.
In the work environment, when would we use Hyper-V?
So in order to save money, and in order to save all the approvals, because VMware environment is always expensive, and you would, in big environments, you would involve 3 teams. Storage team, which is taking care of all the hard disks on SAN, network team, which will give you separate IP address for that machine, and the VMware team. Third team is VMware team, which will actually have your VMware machine and the hard disk available there. So now what we are doing, we have a license for Windows 2012 Data Center. So we just install Data Center, put the server core there, and then we install the role of Hyper-V. And then if we have few machines, if we have like lots of machines, we will go for VMware. Okay, can you do that? Because they still are very, very stable there. Oh, it didn't take that much time. So we will not want to have lots of approval. We will save a lot of money. So the thing is, save a lot of money, plus you want to do something quickly. So we use Hyper-V, and we are using Hyper-V with server core, and we are using 2 or 3 machines there. When we are installing quickly 2 or 3 machines, we are using that, and we are using a lot of them.
So like if we have like an accounts department, right, and when they log in, like when you turn the computer, are they gonna like be using Hyper-V?
So if their accounts application, which with which all the accounts are connecting from all the branches, so it's hundreds of accountants, suppose. So that one application will be installed on Hyper-V on Total server, and its replica will be installed on another server, on another physical server. So if this goes down, the high availability option will be turned on. So in Hyper-V, servers are installed, but clients can also be installed there. But mainly it's the servers that are installed, and then all the users are connected to those servers. Okay, so it was converted, and if we inspect it, it will be converted. So if I go to edit disk, the third feature, next, we're still, using 002 because it's shut down right now. And okay, the VHD version is this new converted VHD account. But client 02 VHDX is still there to be used by the client 02. Next, and expand. If I go to expand, next, it's just saying what size do you want to make the virtual hard disk. Current size is 127 GB. New size 128, but how far we can expand? 64 TB. So how about 63 TB? 63,000. So it's dynamically, so we can give ridiculous ranges as well. 63 terabyte is this, maximum is 64. Next, finish. It just expanded without adding any hard disks. So let me just inspect quickly. Inspect disk, go to 002. Now, the maximum capacity is 61 terabyte now, and current file size is 7 GB. So we can grow up to this one if we have the actual hardware. Otherwise, it's just a exaggeration, a bad joke. Okay, anyway. So okay, close. Now we have the final thing is pass-through disk, which is what was the pass-through disk? One-liner. Yep.
It's basically a hard disk installed in the main server to increase capacity. You're not using fiber optics.
Yeah, so I will go to the market, I'll buy a physical disk SSD for that server compatible, and then I'll put it there and install an application directly on that hard disk. So nothing in between virtualization of any type is hindering our access of that application to that direct hard disk which I just bought from the market. Yeah.
So it'd still be virtualized. It's just the main application.
Yeah, application is still virtualized, exactly. But its access will be direct with that physical hard disk on that. So how do I do that? I have a working PC now, and here it is with the client 01. I think it's and client 03. Oh no, forget it. Client 04. Okay, they're all on. Just login. So for that, I just wanted to show that if you want to add a physical disk, which will be required at any given time in your job environment, that this application is performing bad, can you have a solution now? We virtualized it to save money because management said that, but now we're stuck with users saying, hey, it's not performing well. You would quickly go for this option because now you don't have an option of converting it back to physical disk. That will be like a physical computer from virtual computer. So while being there, this would be the quickest option you could have. Suppose this is a machine that is using virtual hard disk and it has a huge application that is performing bad and it needs a real good read and write. So I will first go to the market and buy that hard disk. In our host, how do I replicate that now? I mean, what would be I doing to show that, oh, I've gone to the market and got a new disk? I will add a new disk in the host of my where Hyper-V is hosting, right? I will add a new disk here, but I will not format that disk. So I will just go to settings of my Hyper-V from my host machine. This is just like I'm going to the market and buying a new hard disk. I'll quickly add a hard disk. Yes, hard disk. Next, whatever options are there. Next, create new virtual disk. Yes, it's a new disk. And 60 gigs, yeah, I'm okay with that. Name of the hard disk, okay, and finish. Next, finish. That's it. If I press OK, now this host has a hard disk available for any virtual machine that is hosting it. So my virtual machine number 4 is really performing bad right now. So I'm just going to add a physical disk for the application that is installed on that virtual machine. So I'll double click 004. Till now everything is clear. I mean, like I just want you to at least everything should be clear, right? Why we're doing what we're doing. So this server is performing bad. I will ask the accounts department, hey guys, this weekend I'm giving you a fast hard disk. So can you not connect during Saturday evening to night to midnight? So I'm just gonna shut down. Now it's Saturday evening. I'll just shut down that application, that client machine. Hello, testing 1 2 3. Oh yeah, power, shut down. So I'm shutting down that virtual machine. It is we can take it as a server right now. Oh, it is a server. Okay. So I was afraid I shut down the host. Okay, 4 is shut down. I need to give it a new disk space, but it has to be a physical disk. So how do I make sure it is a physical disk? First, I went to the market and bought the disk, and it is attached here to the host. Then I will go to that particular virtual machine, the client machine, and go to the settings. After shutting it down, then I'll go to the SCSI controller and click add hard drive because I'm adding a new physical drive. The only difference is that if you go to any other machine, if you haven't added any hard disk, new hard disk which is not formatted, this area will be grayed out. If now it detects, oh, there's a new hard disk in my host which is what? Which is new and unformatted. So this will be enabled here. If I remove this hard disk now, physical disk, unformatted, this area will be grayed out again because it will not detect any hard disk, right? So now it detects that if I had added 3 new hard disks unformatted, it would detect all those 3 hard disks. Actually, I have 2 hard disks. Yesterday I added that as well. So these are unformatted hard disks. The only thing is that physical hard disk should be enabled for this machine, and I'll just give it a location of 3 because in use 2 was in use. So if I go 0 in use with another hard disk, 1 is in use with another hard disk, so 3 will be there. and physical hard disk will be there. Otherwise, yesterday what we did virtual hard disk with new virtual hard disk. It will still be a virtual, which means it's connecting to a SAN network over the fiber channel or yep.
With the 3 and all?
Okay, this is the location. So anyone has experience of adding a hard disk in your home computer on desktop? So there are 4 hard disks maximum you could have put in a desktop. There are 4 controllers, and even in older days we used to configure main boards, and they were called IRQs that you would give to any hardware. So interrupt request query. That only means that at this communication, it's communicating with the main board or motherboard of this computer or server with this port 2. So 2 has one hard disk connected, and it's going to communicate through this 2, and then there is 1. So we are just giving a channel for the hard disk to communicate with the main board with the hardware of the full server or a machine. So this location is given like that. In SCSI controller, we can add 30 or 40 hard disks, right? So physical disk will only get enabled if you have unformatted disks added, and it can be added to any machine, right? So this is the only option for pass-through disks. I will go to the physical disk and apply for the client 04, press OK, and then I will just start the client 04. I'll just want to make sure that the hard disk is there or not, right? So when you add a new hard disk, what do? Okay, when you add a new hard disk, you have to tell Windows, hey, I have a new hard disk, let me format that hard disk. So if I go to the Windows now, I should see a new hard disk, right? Yeah, not now. I have to do something, then Windows don't know there's a hard disk. Well, but it will show somewhere. Where? Yeah, we have to format that, exactly. So I will go to right click, computer, manage. It will take me to disk management. One day or Sunday or Monday. My SSD super slow drive is really super slow. Okay. Oh, it took me there to manage disk management, guys. Okay, it's on the, yeah, it will take me to the storage area, but I want to go for, I'll just go for control panel and system management. I can go there as well. Computer management here, yeah. Computer management here on tools. So it's recorded, so you could just follow this. In 2012 it's different, so there it is, disk management. There should be a disk that should be ready to be added to this computer. Right now there will be a pop-up, there should be, if it is not detected. Okay, there is this, here it is. I already added one more disk, so it's, so disk 1, it's just now not online, it's offline here. So right click online, and then again second right click will okay, so it just configured the whole thing, because I configured one hard disk yesterday, so it just configured it. Now what's the proof that it's configured and it's showing in my server? Computer, there's that hard disk. So it's 60 GB and okay. So this is how we can add a physical disk, and we can directly connect it, and we can install the applications on E letter, whatever the letter it got, right? So this is the pass-through disk. Now this was for some of the remaining topics of Hyper-V. We will be going for storage topics as well, since we were doing hard disks, so it somehow covered today's some of the topics as well. But there is that critical topic that you will be asked, and your servers, when you join any company, or if you're in a company, your all servers are going through that setup, which is called RAID. So anyone already knows about RAID for a hard disk? What is that? Yep.
Well, I know when you industry, a lot of it's basically it's a system design in a way that utilizes all your hard drives.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
It speeds up the process of data transfer to your hard drive.
Okay. So, any other explanation? Yeah.
No, that's what I know.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's good enough.
Yeah, you explained it. It's actually managing the hardware, but basically you can it's for redundancy.
Redundancy.
And,
Hard disk redundancy.
Yeah, redundancy. So your data is protected. Even if one hard disk fails, you have a copy on another hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can do different things with that. You can expand the volume, you can shrink it, replicate the data.
Yeah. We can do a lot of
A
things.
lot of things, yeah.
So our hard disks are having the most critical asset of our company. What is that? Data, right? So if you lose that, it becomes very critical, and all eyes are on you. And aftermath of losing a data is not very good to discuss. So what happens? You have a computer, you have a server, and you have 3 hard disks, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's have 10 hard disks. 10 hard disks, and you have huge amount of data. You just make C drive, but now collectively, the first 3 hard disks, first 4 hard disks, you make one volume called C drive. Then the other hard disk, you make a big volume called D drive. So physical hard disks are there, but you can combine the space of hard disks and make new volumes. Now there are RAID levels, redundant array of inexpensive disks. See, they couldn't come up with a longer name, so that was it. They gave up. Huh? Inexpensive, they also say that when you Google it, and independent disks as well.
So how did you find that?
Yeah, first redundant array of independent or inexpensive independent disks. I made it to the last thing. That's all. I've seen everything now. Oh no, that was 2. That's great. Okay. So this is RAID. There's RAID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The most famous ones which are deployed are 1, 2, and 5.
We have 5 different kinds of RAIDs.
Yeah, but 1, 2, and 5 are the main which are used, and then there is another called RAID 10. RAID 10 as well. No, it's a mixture. It's a mixture of 1 and 0. So now we will know what's RAID, right? So and then we're gonna do actually in our machines. So good luck with your SSDs and non-SSDs.
The logical unit numbers and RAID are 2 different.
So logical unit numbers are, in other words, disks that are available in storage area network. They are still disks. They are just, in SAN terminology, they are just known as LUNs. I need 5 disks, I need 5 LUNs.
RAID is different.
RAID. So you have 3 disks. You need to, so first if I go with an example, you have 10 disks or 10 LUNs, then what happens? If you made a volume of a collection of these disks, right? If one of these disks goes down, and this is a RAID.
So your pocket is hanging inside out.
Thank you. I was thinking that something's wrong here. It's my wallet. Thank God there was no, money. Okay, and my brother, he takes a movie of the board as well. So I was not recording that. I was just recording the screen. But your comment got recorded. Okay, I have to edit that. half an hour. Whatever. But thanks, because it's gonna be not comfortable. So RAID. So how many RAIDs are there? No, what RAIDs are we using?
1, 2, 5, 2, and 5.
0,
Where's 0 then?
0, 1, 2, and 5.
So it's 0, 1, and 5 that we are doing. Not 2.
What about minus 1 then? Yeah, where does that come from?
No. I'm comfortable with 0 only. I don't like minus 1. Come on. I don't like minus 1. I just like 0 and 2. No, so what I said was 1, 2, and 5. That was wrong. Let me go through it, and then we will get it. Huh?
Why is it 1.5?
I'm. Okay. Anyway, so first of all, redundancy. Two things are there. Which are, first of all, redundancy. Can anyone tell me one line for that? What is redundancy? Redundant. And then speed of data. Three major objectives: speed of data, and redundancy is actually security or high availability. We can say this is and greater volume. Maybe you need a very big volume, but you're not concerned about security. Maybe you need big volume, but you need security as well. Maybe you need speed with which data is read and written, but you're not concerned about the big volume. So,
That's all part of the
three major objectives. No, it's RAID with total hard disk, and with RAID we are trying to achieve three major objectives. A combination of any three objectives, right? Which is, maybe you're not concerned about security of data, but you're concerned about that data should be written and read quickly, and the volume should be big. Maybe you're not concerned about security, or you want to, if one hard disk goes down from 10 hard disks, so if you put RAID 0, you get speed, read and write, and you get greater volume. If you go for RAID 1, you get security, so this is R1, and you get speed, R1. This is R0. And if you go for RAID 5, what do you get? You get security and greater volume, exactly. But you don't get that much speed. Hey, how do you know that?
Yeah, he tells me everything actually.
Now, this is a combination. Can you have all three at the same time for anything? Security, speed, and greater volume. Till now, no. You have to compromise any one of this. So RAID 0, what we're talking about, RAID 0 is speed and greater volume. But so RAID 0 is that you have 10 hard disks and you create one volume of these. One C drive, and each hard disk is 100 GB. So total space, how much you got?
1 terabyte.
Yeah, 1 terabyte. If you lose one hard disk, what happens?
900 GB.
We will have 900 GB.
900 MB. No.
If we just lost one hard disk and the whole volume is on those physical hard disks, what happens?
Yeah.
And it's RAID 0. We just created a volume. Oh, we have a big volume. We have good speed as well.
We lose the data because we lost
We lose one hard disk, we lose everything.
everything.
RAID 0 is not secure. We are not concerned about security.
So because it's all one
One logical, the whole volume is broken. You lose everything. If it was 2 tera, 10 tera, and you went for RAID 0, so you're not concerned about that at all. And because hard disks, no matter how good they are from which company, they're gonna go down after 3-4 years. And this happens a lot. So in my previous job, I was always going for, there were remote tools, but I was always going to my data centers. And when I was going through racks, there's a rack, 1 server, second server, 5 servers here, 6 servers here, 2 servers here, 5 servers here, 8 servers here. I'm going through each server. Each server, some had 10 disks, some has 5 disks, some has 6 disks. So I would go for amber light only. Oh, amber light. So I would just go to that server, look at the hard disk. Because it is already part of a RAID 5, which we're going to discuss now, I will just take out that hard disk if I have a spare right away. So first I'll check the amber light. I will go back to the store. I'll take out the same company hard disk, 100 GB, and then I'll come back, take out that hard disk and hot swap it. In a running server, I'll just insert a new hard disk.
What about the data already stored in that?
If it is RAID 5, which we're going to talk about it, it's going to take, if you lose one hard disk, your data is safe. Even if you have 10 hard disks and you're on RAID 5, you lose one hard disk, your data is safe. You lose second hard disk, what happens? Everything goes. The whole data is gone.
So my question is like, what about any sensitive data is on that particular hard disk?
No, that hard disk is gone, but its copy is already in another surviving hard disk.
RAID 5, you told me?
That's why
Yeah.
it's yellow or amber.
Amber.
That replicates.
But why is if there's another hard disk goes, then you lose the data? Why?
Then, okay, I'm gonna put that diagram there, and this is a sequence of each hard disk is taking a copy of the next hard disk only.
Oh,
So it can break one, but second breaks, the whole thing goes. But I'm gonna make the diagram now. But the thing is, what I would do, I would just take out the hard disk and put the new hard disk, and it would just the surviving hard disk would copy the data of the lost hard disk in the new hard disk. It would be like hot swap, right then and there. It would take like 2 or 3 hours for the new hard disk to get the copy of the lost hard disk from the surviving hard disk. But that would be the case. I would go like every 2 or 3 days, check, just amber light, yellow light. I would just go right away. And if I don't have a hot spare, okay, then just pray to God. And good luck. Then you would order right away a hot spare or a new exactly same hard disk. And if you don't get it, and by luck, second hard disk goes, that's it. You lost everything. So I would just start saving the critical data from that server until the hard disk is ordered and coming back. Yeah.
So you can physically just go and remove a hard disk and quickly put on another one.
Yeah. In
You
racks,
don't have to,
servers,
on the computer, do anything that
it's all automated. This is hardware RAID. We're gonna perform today software RAID, and that's pain. I mean, like it takes forever. But we will not have a data, so it's not gonna take forever. So anyway, this is RAID 0, where you're not concerned about redundancy. But what about RAID 1? So I have 6 hard disks here, and I make RAID 0, RAID 1. RAID 1's in RAID 1 you can have a pair only. One hard disk is working, the other hard disk is only copying. It's a 50% of the total capacity that is working, that you can use. The other 50% is a backup. So how does it work? 6 hard disks. I'll go for RAID 1. So this is C drive, this is D drive, this is E drive. So, and they're all 100 GB. So they are 100 GB. So what total capacity are you looking here in one server? Total capacity in one server for the 3 pairs.
200.
Total.
200 GB.
So 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100.
Sorry, 100.
Yeah, they're all 100 GB. Total capacity in this server where there are 3 pairs available.
100.
RAID 1 uses 50% of the pair. Only 50% of the pair is usable. There are 3 pairs.
So 300?
100 GB.
300.
For 300, yeah.
How?
Well, there's a pair, right? And only 50% is being used. So each pair has 200 altogether, but only 50%, which is 100.
Maths.
Divide that by 3.
You're like maths genius.
You know what I mean?
Like, now I should check my pockets again. So, okay. Here you're not concerned about what? Up there. What is not available here?
Volume.
Volume is not available. There's speed here and there's security here. You are able, if one of the pair is lost, as long as you have a hot spare and whenever you put it there, and as long as the second one doesn't go down, you don't lose anything, obviously. So you can lose one from each pair, right? Mirror, it's a mirroring going on.
What is better? R1, R0, R5?
R1 if you want greater speed, and R0 at home, just use it.
R0 is what, spanning?
Yeah, spanning tree.
Right?
Spanning
Yeah.
tree. Then R1 is mirroring. Yep, R5. Yeah, Master G.
I was like, what do you mean by greater volume? Is that like the data that we're saving on the hard disk?
Volume. So you have 2 terabyte at home. You format them both. In 2008 and 2012, in Windows 8 as well, you can create one volume of collecting 2 hard disks. So the capacity of 2 hard disks could be converted into one volume, C drive of 2 terabyte total, instead of 1 terabyte separate physical hard disks. Or you can use them as C and D drive separate hard disks. Yeah.
Like partitioning, right?
Yeah, it's just like partitioning. But volume, making a volume is you can collectively use, there are 10 hard disks, 100 GB each. You can make a 1 terabyte of, by making one C drive. This will be a logical volume over a physical disk. So you have to go to disk management, and especially what we're going to do is storage management. Yeah.
Can you explain the difference between RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5?
Yeah. So I'm going to RAID 5. But what's the difference between 0 and 1?
Some says a pair and only uses 50%. 0
So-
is, I don't know, and 5
5 you're going there.
5 is the best one. It always
So what is 0?
0 has no security.
0 has no security.
Once,
It's just a logical volume over a bunch of disks.
but technically, how many hard drives we require minimum for each of these?
So I'm going to RAID 5.
Oh, yeah.
So RAID 0 we use at home.
RAID 0 I don't see anyone should be using in servers on production environment, even in the development environment, even in test environment.
So RAID 1 is what?
RAID 1 is you use minimum and maximum of 2 hard disks.
2.
Yeah, that's it. It's always a pair. One is mirroring, so it's just mirroring going on, right? So R0 we don't use there. Okay, we use it in a combination, which is RAID 10, but otherwise I'm going to go there. But for now, R0 alone, no, we don't use that in server side. RAID 1 is minimum maximum of 2 disks. You can lose 1, and you can still keep on going. RAID 0 you lose 1, the whole thing goes down, right? RAID 5, minimum of 3 disks you need. So RAID 5 offers what? Greater volume, redundancy, but not as much speed as RAID 1.
So it's mirroring and spanning.
So stripe set with parity, RAID 5. So now I'm going to just put the names there. So this is spanning or
Greater volume. And the speed's not as fast as RAID 1.
RAID 1 is mirroring.
How would we need redundancy?
Oh, for security,
Stripe set with parity.
What's being redundant?
Sorry?
Stripe?
What is redundancy?
What's being redundant? Like
Data. there's a data what you're writing and reading. There's a copy being made on the other one in RAID 1. 50% is used, so other 50% is actually a backup of what you're doing. It's saying a backup. So you lose one, if you don't see that, or if you don't see the alerts, or if you don't see physically if it was a server, amber light or something, you won't know if you don't see alerts, or otherwise the hard disk is gone already physically and you're just using one hard disk, so you have to be alert. Once you use the other, then you will go, oh, I had already lost the first one. That's why the whole thing is gone now.
That's a hardware RAID. Right? In this software RAID,
Oh.
you use one hard drive.
That's no same thing.
Same
Same
thing
rules,
in software
exact
RAID, right?
same rules.
Same rules.
So
There's
we're-
no hardware
yeah.
device. Peripheral dedicated to.
No.
There's no RAID controller.
No.
Hardware RAID controller.
So software RAID is within the operating system. It's much. The only bad thing about software RAID and hardware RAID, hardware RAID is fast. Software RAID is very, very, very slow.
And it is the same process.
Yeah. So RAID 5 is redundancy and greater volume. So minimum RAID 5 needs what? So RAID 5 here. So we have RAID 5 needs minimum of 3 hard disks. If one goes down, you can still RAID 5 will be up and running. If 2 goes down, then the whole RAID 5 is gone. The difference between mirror and RAID 5, difference between RAID 1 and RAID 5, RAID 1 minimum and maximum 2, pair, right? RAID 5 you can go up to 32, 64, up to keep on going. Minimum RAID 5 3, and you can go up to as many. It depends on your hardware, right? So how does it work? It's so there's a parity information of this. Parity information is that recovery information plus data of that hard disk. So there's a parity information of this drive in this drive, parity information of this drive in this, and each drive is saving previous drive's data, right?
What was parity again?
Parity information is the recovery information of the previous drive plus the data to recover. So, and now where do I go?
So if the initial one goes down, or it actually does.
Everyone has a backup of everyone else.
But what if something in the middle goes down?
Yeah, so we can afford one going down, and the RAID will be still working.
So in RAID 5.
In RAID 5, one can still go down, but if you lose 2, the whole thing is gone. 32 hard disks are gone. 100 GB, that's like so many terabytes. The whole thing is gone. Huh?
Just an example.
So
it's
how-
RAID 5, then
Can you explain how if 2 go down,
you can go up to 30.
So-
if 1 goes down, this has a data, right?
Yeah. So what do you know till now? RAID 5, 1 goes down, the whole thing remains. But if 2 goes down, how does everything go down? Suppose 2 go down.
Or the first 2.
Any 2. Any 2 goes down, what happens? The whole sequence of keeping the data for each other is disturbed, and you cannot have the sequence broken. One sequence can be broken, but the second sequence, another hard disk keeping the sequence of the previous one goes down, the whole RAID 5 is gone. If the data was very critical, yes, maybe. Yeah.
That's the same.
Yeah.
When you say the one goes down, the process is still going on.
It can still take one.
Like this one, if it goes down, still probably.
The other one has a copy of that.
First one.
This one has a copy of this.
And what about the first one?
The initial one.
The initial one, so the last one has the initial one, copy of the initial one. Then this one has a copy of. It's a loop.
So why is it bad if 2 run out, like 2 break down or something? Because if 2 break down, the one next to it will have everything from there. Why is
No, RAID 5 doesn't work that way. If the sequence is broken with 2 hard disks, it's going to just go down.
Two adjacent
The-
to each other.
No, any
Or
2.
any 2.
Any 2.
No, it's fine.
a four-cylinder car.
So 2 engines go down, the whole car goes down. 1 engine goes down, still the whole car should go down. But
The cylinder, pistons,
pistons, yeah.
If one is misfiring, it can still work. But if two of them start to misfire, then you're going to have a lot of compressors.
But still the car will run.
Probably, but you know.
The rate 5? No.
What's the reason if two go down, then the more
Okay.
break one?
This is one question. What is your question?
So the last hard disk that I have, like it's my 32 hard disk, right? It has everything from 1 to 31 saved, right? So what I don't understand why if two go down,
Same
that
question.
last one wouldn't help bring everything back.
Yeah. What's your question? Same question. Yeah.
My question is, how would we know in a working environment which hard drive is going to go? Let's say if you have 32 gigs of in a range.
So there's a monitoring tool called SCOM. There is that will send you the alert right away. Then there's amber lights that you see live. And in data centers, there are 2 or 3 guys in big environments that are supposed to monitor the whole data center anyway.
You're supposed to go to the
Hundreds of racks. No. It was for me. It was a small environment in the university. But now, they have tools to sell that. They should have scooters. If they crash, that's very bad.
My question is not related to rate 5. Why a person should be fired if something technical fault happens with
That's a political question. That's not
Let's come back to the technical.
That's not a technical question. That's a political question.
Yes.
Why a person should be fired when the data is lost?
That's why he was hired.
You're supposed to protect data.
You are supposed to look at the amber light all the time.
However you do it.
You're supposed to find effective ways to manage.
However you do it, you're supposed to protect data. And you need to know.
You must have a degree in
Stay on the topic because then I'll get confused, right?
Okay, guys, let's take a break. And then I have theorized you so much. Then I'm going to explain this after that because we are all losing this right now. Go for 10 minutes now, 15 minutes, and then we will just do that also, and then we're going to understand that because I'm going to do the rate. That's going to take time. I'm going to quickly go through this. I want to quickly configure in the video for your later use. If I wait for you guys, that's taking a long time, lots to cover. So after that, we'll check this, and then maybe by that time you'll be so fresh that you will be on one page listening to this. So let's come back after the break and discuss this and do this, right? Wow.
मैं उसको मिल के आता हूँ बोलता हूँ आरिफ ने हाय बोला है आरिफ कहना उसका नाम उसको बोलता हूँ आरिफ बात कर रहा था
Yeah, this we need to follow. Yeah. So add 6 more hard disks. We already have, I think from yesterday we added, so 6 more. So I'll just write it. Sorry. Yeah. So this will be, we'll try to make quicker because it's all about more theory and less lab today because of understanding how it's working. But this RAID is always there. We're doing the software RAID. Of course, we cannot do the hardware RAID. Where would we do the hardware RAID? In the server, when new servers are deployed, you are given those servers to harden them. The term is do the server hardening, which means that install the server, create RAID, install the operating system on that, then install the application, then put the company's standard security scripts. Software hardening only means that it should be secure according to company standards. That's it. So I'm just adding 6 disks. So right click the machine, virtual machine, settings. How to add 6 disks? I already have 2 more, so I'm just gonna, in order to be clear, because so settings, This is a page everyone's on. Click add. Hard disk is on the top, already selected. Next. Now it's next, finish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. So one hard disk created, 60 GB. Click add again. Hard disk is automatically detected on the top. Next. No, nothing.
That's the second one. How many do you have so far?
2.
We just keep right next twice.
So total 6. No, not total. Total will be 7. New 6 adding. We're adding new 6 hard disks.
This 6 times.
6 artists.
6 hard disks. So we do it 6 times what we're doing now.
Just next time.
So hard disk again added. Now next 1, 2, 3, 4. Finito 5.
So 6 times we have to repeat it.
Yeah. So I have total of 3 hard disks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can just. They're all virtual hard disks. So we are simulating the actual where in production there are 8, 10, 16 hard disks.
I have 6 of 60 GB and 1 of
Yep. So 1 of 100 is by default we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now I'm just doing click, and click.
So, including our original one, we're supposed to have 6?
Yeah.
So,
Total 7.
Oh, so 6 new ones and
6
then
new ones.
Yeah. 3. अरे यार पहले ही मैंने 50 ऐड कर लिए हैं अब बता रहे हो 6 करनी थी
How will I come to know how many stuff I have done?
on the board. If you're done, yeah, it's showing there. 1, 2, 3. So 6 60 GB hard disks, right? Okay. So press OK. 6 60 GB hard disks are added. So we can go to there is an old way of doing things, and then there is a new way of doing things now.
What is our goal?
So first we're going to create RAID 1, then we're going to create RAID 5. We're just going to be seeing redundancy. We're going to take out a hard disk, we're going to crash one hard disk, and we're going to keep on working. We're going to create a new file on that RAID while we'll replace another hard disk, and we'll keep on working. This means yes, we are redundant. We lost one hard disk and we're working.
Line 5?
Sorry?
Do we power Hyper-V on?
So let me just show you now. So this lab we'll be doing only on member server. This lab has nothing to do with Hyper-V. Now we're gonna go Hyper without Hyper-V. So this is the storage topic. We have added 6 hard disks, right? Now, why are we doing just storage? So if we get a overview of what 2012 has offered us, there is storage spaces. There's a new terminology called storage spaces, and then there's a new terminology called storage pools in 2012. Storage pools, when you add, so you go to the market, buy 10 hard disks. It's not like that. I mean, you order the vendor, and vendor delivers that through mail, all the hard disks, right? So now you're supposed to put those hard disks inside the server, and so Windows 2012 considers storage spaces as storage pools as physical hard disks. So I'm just explaining these two. Storage pools is a set of physical hard disks. Pools. And storage spaces is the volume that we create collectively on those hard disks. Logical volume. So storage space pools is a set of physical hard disks that we have connected to the server, or borrowed from SAN. And storage spaces is what we make of that. So we can have these 4 hard disks as drive C. We can have these 2 hard disks as drive D. We can have all those SSDs as an other extended volume with drive F or E.
hard drives, not for storage.
Exactly. So the main thing is storage spaces lets us collectively use the space of all the hard disks. We can just make one big, we can add one C drive for the whole SSD mixture of SSD and SATA. So SSD all fast speed. You can have a D drive with SSD and you can have C drive with just the SATA. So you would just put your applications on just the SSD collection on D drive, just like in the differencing we were talking about. And so storage pools, collection of physical hard disks, storage spaces, logical volumes for that. The logical volumes we create on physical hard disks, right?
What is it? What's storage spaces? How do you come up?
So storage spaces is we create logical volumes on storage pools or physical disks. When we say, because this term will be used a lot, so I'm gonna make rate on the older version, disk management. Then we're gonna go for storage pools in 2012, and it's going to be a little different, actually a lot of different. So then we will know that this is what Microsoft has told about the storage. There are many new features Microsoft has introduced in storage. So why is storage so important? Why is speed so important? Storage, your data is increasing every day. Increasing. You're making copy. Users are making blind copies. So it's going to increase. Then user wants speed. So the application is using your SSDs to give them the perfect performance, right? So Microsoft says that you don't have to go for one company, one vendor, buy all hard disks. Whatever hard disk you have, SSD hard disk, SATA hard disk, fast hard disk, slow hard disk, just combine them together and create a storage pool out of them. Then you can create logical volumes with those combination of hard disks. So this is a solution mainly for small to medium-sized organizations. Maybe we get a job there in a medium-sized company and they say, hey, you know what, we cannot have a SAN. So we have that 2012 server. We have attached 4 SSDs and 5 SATA there on that server. Can you do something about that? So you will start making a storage pool first. Storage pool is that you make a combination of physical hard disk, then you make volumes over that. So we're going to do that today, and we're going to use the 2012 version of that, creating the volumes. So Microsoft is just saying whatever you have in the storage area, like hard disk, use them all and use them all effectively. Even if you have some SSD and some SATA, it's okay. Combine them together and then make volumes and make it secure. Put RAID on it, put RAID 1 on it, put RAID 5 on it. Do anything you want with whatever you have right now. So this is good solution for small to medium sized companies. So we're gonna have one feature called tiering, where we need a bunch of SSDs and a bunch of SATA. So it's coming, but this is also a very cool feature. For now, storage pools, physical hard disk, storage spaces, logical hard disk. If we go ahead with storage pools, a collection of physical disks that enable you to aggregate disk, expand capacity in a flexible manner. So, okay, you're running out of space. Account or management department says, hey, come on, we need 2 terabyte more quickly now. When are you doing that? So you go to the market or you call the vendor and they arrange 2 terabyte. You do not stop any of the servers of management department. You just add the disk right away then and there on a working server. And the good thing is storage pools automatically detects that space and adds those hard disks to the collection. You have to create volumes according to your needs. Hardware wise, it will automatically, Windows 2012 will automatically detect newly added hard disks. And if it's a server which supports hard swap, so on the empty slots you can just put 4 more new hard disks, and the storage pool will detect the hardware and add them in the pool, and later you can make volumes out of that. Yep.
How do you know it supports hot swap?
Sorry?
How do you know it supports hot swap?
All servers today are hard swappable. So it was older server where we were like asking vendor, hey, can we do that? Now it's every server. Yeah.
The hard disk we buy is already formatted or?
No, it's never formatted. So when we add that, it detects the hardware and adds to the storage pool. We will either keep it unformatted, because if you want to expand a working disk, you need an unformatted disk already there. If the disk is formatted, you cannot. So there's a management server. They have a C drive with 1 terabyte drive, the one drive only. Now they want to expand that C drive. If you have unformatted second drive, you can add the space of that drive to the C drive as well in a volume. You can expand that volume. But if you have formatted drive, it won't let you expand that. So we're going to do that. We're going to add all these 6 drives are right now unformatted. So we can create a big space of 1 volume over these 6 disks, and we will have the collector space for that. So yes, we do not format it unless we need it. And in volumes, we can shrink them, compact them, and expand them, as long as the hard disks are unformatted. So storage pools, they have lots of other features. There's that storage tier that's coming as well. I just wanted to go fly over this. So we need to add total of 6 hard disks, 4 HDDs with 65 GB space, 2 HDDs with 75 GB. So this is a little lab where we're gonna do storage tiering, and we're gonna understand the concept for that. So till now, we know the 2012 arrangement of hard disks, and okay, so this is a 2012 interface. We're gonna go through that. Let's just go to the disk management. Because many of the companies have right now, in our company, we have like 2,000 plus servers. All of them are 2008. So let's do the 2008 version, then the 2012 version of collecting the hard disks and using new features on the hard disk. So let's make the RAID 1 first on our 6 hard disks on our member server, right? So I'm on my member server, 6 hard disks have been added, and I need to go and see where are they showing right now. So on member server, I'll go to tools and to computer management. Server manager, tools, computer management. This is an old way of doing that. There's that interface with storage, file and storage services. That's the new way of doing this. But we will have 2008 servers. You will see that, and you will have to do that there. So computer management, let's go there. And everyone's on disk management here. Yep. You should be seeing 6 disks which are not used at all. So this will be all black disks here, unknown, with unknown written there and offline written there. So they are totally unformatted disks, right? Everyone see that?
No.
I'm just gonna quickly create a RAID 1 here.
So how do you know these are unformatted?
So it is offline first, and the color is always black for the unformatted in Windows interface. And I never tested. Yeah.
0 or 1?
1. So if we right click, so when we introduce new hard disks, always we have to put them online first. So right click online. Right click online. Always put them online first. Okay, not always. Like in the pass-through disk, I never touched that hard disk, and it detected, the virtual machine detected that hard disk because it was unformatted, right? Or not online. So I'm making this disk 1. Everyone is seeing disk 1, right? Disk 1, 2, 3, 4. So
Initialize disk as well.
initialize as well.
Click OK.
So first is online.
Yeah.
When you done it, again right click to initialize. I'm still on disk 1. Everyone on disk 1?
When you say initialize, what do you mean by
F2. Initialize is just, make it ready to be formatted. So there are always 2 clicks. Right click online, right click initialize. Right click online, right click initialize for every unformatted hard disk newly added. Okay. This is the window that pops up for everyone, right?
Yeah.
So there is MBR master boot record. This can be used for bootable operating systems. Then there's GPT, GUID partition table. we're gonna read in the slide later that GPT hard disks support big partitions, huge partitions actually, terabytes and terabytes and petabytes of partitions. It's already lunchtime. So, petabytes of hard disk and many partitions, huge partitions and huge hard disks. So everything big and huge, right? So GPT supports that in terms of storage.
So we don't need this in normal circumstances.
No. It's also already MBR. I can select GPT, doesn't matter. So wherever it is, I'll just select that. It also doesn't matter. So press OK to that.
So wait, huh? GPT, sorry.
Even if you select GPT is okay, you select MBR, it's okay. Okay, second disk. Right click online, right click initialize. 2 right clicks. One is online, one is initialized, right? But don't go for 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Just go
The second one?
just the second one.
Online?
Yeah. Again, this 2. So it's online and initialized, but it's still unformatted. The colors shows that it's still unformatted, right? So when we right click, sorry?
Initialize is okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Whatever the selection by default. Now when you right click disk 1, now you see new simple volume, new spanned volume. Spanned would be RAID 5.
So RAID 0.
Yeah. Okay. So RAID 0 is spanned, spanning there. Spanned volume, new striped volume, new mirrored volume. New striped volume is stripe outside with parity RAID 5. New mirrored volume is mirror RAID 1 mirroring. Yep.
I don't have new simple volume.
It's too simple, so we're not gonna go for that anyway.
Mine just starts with span.
That's strange. But should be. So simple volume would be just one drive. You just put volume. Span volume would be you would collectively make all the drive space into one volume.
Okay, but we're not working with simple.
No, we're not. And strange, it's not fitting there. So every 2 is on disk 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, go for mirroring. So new mirrored volume.
On this one,
Yeah, on disk 1, new mirror volume or disk 2, but disk 1. Wizard starts. Everyone there? Next. Since mirroring only involves only 2, so that's it. It's just asking, hey, want to add another disk? Yes, this is mirroring. Click that disk, click add. Okay, remember that 6060, so it should be 120 GB, but it's still showing just 60 because it's going to be using 50% of the total space. Next, drive ladder E, okay. Next, yeah, back. Okay. Next, E, next, okay, here, just in the label, RAID 1, and perform quick format. I'm just labeling, so E drive will be looking like, telling us, yeah, finish.
RAID 1, huh?
Do not compress that, just perform a quick format.
You convert this. It's like something came up. Yes or no?
That's, you avoid that, like, oh, this one.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Press yes. The operation you selected will convert the selected disk to dynamic. If you convert the dynamic, you will not be able to. So there's a dynamic disk and there's a basic disk also, which is already in Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8. Basic disk is not having a lot of features. Dynamic disk will have that RAID features, right? Because it's dynamic. Okay, press yes. The color for these 2 drives will change now, and it will become one drive. What? Brown. What's wrong with you guys? What did you just eat now?
It's maroon. It's green.
Okay, where is that drive? So it's the E drive, right? The E partition is there, yeah?
And mine are half black.
This 2 is half black. Maybe it's not 60 GB, maybe it's 40 GB. So it's just.
No, it is 8.7. Yes, 40.
It's 40 GB? 60 GB, yeah, it should be 60 GB. Okay, where's the drive? Go to Windows Explorer and check drive E.
Sir, isn't it supposed to, why is it in blue? I mean, yeah, why is it in blue?
Is it blue?
Oh,
No,
that's-
these two.
There's nothing in it.
There's nothing supposed to be in it.
There's a wait one.
So I'm just going for Windows Explorer, this PC. Now there is RAID 1 E drive which we created, right? This PC, go there. Okay, right click and create a new folder. Test. Inside, create a new folder called test. Right click new. Right click new, yeah. Inside the E drive. In this PC, go to this PC. Because we created two drives, a combination of two drives, and gave it a letter E. So now it's showing as a separate one drive in Windows Explorer. RAID 1E test folder, and then create. Okay, just one test folder is okay. Anyway, now is it done for everyone? So keep it open, minimize it. Keep it open, minimize it. And let's just crash one hard disk quickly. See the excitement and concern and how do we crash it? How do we simulate here?
You right-click grab.
Remove from where you added that, but don't remove the wrong one. So I'm just going back to the machine, right click, settings. It was the first two of the 60 GB newly added, not the first, right? It's not one of the. It's not the 100 GB. It's the one of the 60 GB. So disk exactly. Remove disk 3, which is disk 2 inside our. Exactly. So disk 3 remove. Okay. Yikes.
My first disk isn't 60 GB. Like, you know how yours.
First one is 60 GB, so it's already there. Maybe you didn't change to 100, or the clone you created from template. In template, I think you have 60 GB. It doesn't matter as long as it's not the first one.
But this will go.
Yeah. Okay. We just crashed. We just removed and thrown out one hard disk. Can you? Yeah, it has gone out. How do we test that it is a redundant? So go to Windows Explorer, go to the test folder and create another test folder. Now, while one disk is gone, we are still working on the remaining disk, and the RAID 1 is expecting us to add another hard spare. So add another disk to this. So we are working on still that same drive while one disk is down now, crashed.
Okay, but his disk went away once he removed it. When he came back to the computer management, I came back and mine's still there. It just says failed. I have what you have, but his is disappeared.
Like disappeared, like.
It's not in the list.
Yeah, mine just says unallocated.
Yeah,
offline.
yeah, it's okay. No, the folder is working.
Folder's working.
Test the folder. So RAID 1 is still because it's one hard disk is still usable. One hard disk is gone now. Now we have to replace it. This is a manual process. It's not automated here in software. So it's a manual process. Minimize. I'll refresh this and
I didn't
see.
get that. I didn't get failed redundancy.
I got that.
Fi-
Remove one disk, right?
Huh?
You said remove one disk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my first one says failed redundancy.
Yeah, the second one see disk two.
Yeah, unallocated.
Yeah. In my case, I don't see disk two.
Yeah, on the first one, right? This one is failed redundancy.
So let me refresh that. Guys, right click disk management and refresh. Right click disk management, refresh. So whatever shows should be showing to others. So I'm just going to remove this label here because in the background there is no hard disk. It's not detecting anything. And if I refresh, there's a refresh here as well. No, disk management. So I'm just going to add another hard disk, right? So how do I do that? First I'll remove it from the mirror. Right click, oops. Remove mirror. Remove it from the mirror. So everyone, two brown or maroon hard disks are still showing with this color.
Yeah, only one is brown. The
Yeah.
three is just unallocated.
Hmm?
We removed disk 2, right?
Yeah. So no, in the disk management, is it showing like this?
No.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, no, and no. It's gone, right? In my case, it's not, did not refresh. It should be gone, right?
yeah, it should be.
So can you just go way down and check if that drive is showing way down there?
Yeah, way down it's like the
Missing,
missing
it says
dynamic.
missing.
Yeah. So it should be missing and dynamic. It did not update in my case. I should just refresh it.
Last.
I did the refreshing, sir.
Go down, way down, and you should be seeing that. So when you see missing, can you right click that?
Yeah.
Right click the missing, go way down.
Yeah, all the way down.
Yeah. So Nitin, what happened? Nitin?
Yeah, the second one, right?
Yeah. Do you right click that? And do you see remove mirror?
Yeah.
Okay. Click. Don't go ahead after that. It's just showing this cross disk, right?
It is
Uh,
missing.
Yes,
Yeah, mine is
it doesn't say, yeah.
It's okay. Same thing.
When are you gonna do that?
Huh?
Because I'm not where you are.
Yeah. So what are we gonna do now? We're gonna just remove this disk and we're gonna add another one to the mirror. Why? Okay. Just do not click this one. Click the crossed one, right? Or missing one. Okay. And remove mirror. Okay. The red one has turned
Jello.
jello, green.
White and gold.
Okay. Again, create a third test folder inside the test folder.
Why turn to this one?
It's at certain states it's giving different color. What is our concern? The folder is still working or not? I'm going to the folder and creating another test folder inside the test folder. This means our RAID is intact.
Where's that? Create test folder.
Create anywhere. I mean, on the E drive, anywhere.
So, okay, test folder inside the test folder inside the test folder.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh,
Or
what's the point of this?
any E drive.
Testing, yeah.
Testing for what?
We lost. So we lost one hard disk. So this is one down, and still this is working. We are taking a proof at every level that okay, we are replacing, putting a hot spare. Still, there's no hard disk here. RAID is still intact. The whole RAID is not gone. We are still working. If there was a very critical application there, the user would never know that in the background this is happening. And you're like, where's the hard disk? So, and users like, so we'll be running here and there. If you don't have a hot spare, whoa, good luck. So you should have a extra hard disk when you are ordering 10 hard disks for a server. Order 1 or 2 extra.
So,
Put it in the store.
these test folders is proving that it's
The RAID is intact. The critical application where maybe hundreds of users are connected right now have no idea that the second hard disk has crashed already. If
in the Titanic.
although they're just doing nothing connected there, but if they disconnect, you'll get a call from your manager, from your director. Depends on what level of users were there. Okay, RAID is intact. I'll just go quickly. I went to the market and I bought the new hard disk. I'm going to the machine now, settings, and clicking add the same way I added the 6 hard disks. I'm just gonna add that. This means I went to the market, got a hot spare, and just add. It's already on the hard disk, and then like this. Next, finish. This is what I bought from the market. It's available now. Press OK. The server added that, and then what? We just add it to the mirror, and still we test the folder. The critical application.
Which one's the one that got added?
Second one.
Two. Second one.
All of them. Okay, mission last.
So now
So computer assume that and
that new disk has been added, and then so I'm just gonna check down here, refresh again. I should have total 6 disks again, total 7, but
Yes, F6 is 0.
yeah. Oh, so I'm just gonna close the computer management because it's not giving me a refreshed new status. So disk management here. Okay, so I should have one more disk added. Okay, now I'm just going to create the mirror. So I'm just going to go to the remaining one where the critical application is still working. Hundreds of users are still connected and they have no idea what's going on. So I'm just,
and put the other one online.
you know what? We have 5 more disks that are already online and initialized, right? No, we didn't do that. Any next we will consider as hot spare. Any next. Although we have completed the 6th number, but any next, so next one is 2, which was 3 before. So I'll just right click online. Suppose this is our new hard disk I just bought. Suppose, because every hard disk when connected will have to be online and initialized, right?
So in my case, it's second disk,
Or third disk.
by itself. So yeah, it's already online.
It's okay. If it's online, don't do that.
The new one we added, it went to the very bottom. So if you scroll down to the bottom, it'll say offline.
Yeah.
K1 just below the disk one and it's showing
So if it is
initialize it.
Yeah.
if it is online and initialized, it's okay. If it's not, just do it. Right? So the hard disk is online and available. Go to the RAID again. What do you
It
do?
says 2 and 6.
So, but I'm not doing
Oh.
Any next hard disk adding is okay. Any next.
Adding a mirror again.
Yep.
on disk one, right? This
Right click the disk 1 again.
yeah.
Right click the disk 1, add mirror. Now it's asking, hey, there is a disk 2 available here, which is the next sequential disk we have.
It's only showing the ones that are online.
Yeah.
I have 2 and 6 in there, but I'm going to choose 2.
Whichever it's showing, we just need to complete the pair, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So just go for disk 2, add mirror, press yes. What happens is when the disk 2 joins, it takes time to sync with the first disk. So while this is going on, is it going on? Yeah, see, 4%. Okay, user impact is what? I'll try to go to the folder. What is the user impact? I mean, user may say, hey, whoa, already, we were just connected. I was just working on my Excel sheet and it's freezing or it's slow now. Can you open the Windows Explorer right now while it is syncing? Frozen. So, yeah, this is the, so user impact. If it's freezing, it's there, it's intact. Sometimes what happens is if it's frozen for like
Oh yeah, you can't move it around.
like maybe 10 minutes, you would say, oh, what's the problem? Let me check. In 10 minutes, user call again. Oh, yes, we are checking, sir. While we know what's going on. So we are BSing the user. So, and then the user call again. While this is going on, we are checking. It automatically comes down to, working state again. Now this is our laptops with the memory we have given to the server. But there in hardware RAID, it's fast. This is software RAID, and we don't have a data. Thank God. If we had a data here, then it's a good 3-4 hours of syncing.
Then you tell the user take the day off.
If it's a software RAID, first of all, nobody uses software RAID. This is a concept. So hardware RAID would have the exact same concept. You lose a hard disk, put a hot spare, it will automatically sync. Your effort, manual effort is take the hard disk out, which is broken, and put a new hard disk. That's your effort total in hardware RAID. Software, these are the manual steps to do that. So I'll just check that. Oh, I'm still not able to right click the folder. So the user impact is still there. The freeze time is still there. I am still not able to right click.
But that's healthy.
You're able to do that. So if it recovered it, wow, okay, the calls will stop. If it did not, yeah, that. So okay, this is RAID 1, and then there are 3 disks available for me, for everyone. I think 4 disks, yeah. Let's put them online. The minimum requirement of RAID 5 is 3 hard disks, right? Minimum for RAID 5. Stripe set with parity. 3. Online, right click, disk 3. Whatever is remaining disks. Remaining disks online,
All of them.
initialize. Okay.
All of them.
Yeah. The rest of them. Online, initialize. What are we doing now? RAID 5. 3 disks must be minimum. Losing 1, it's gonna be a little tricky. It's gonna take time now. Online, initialize. Total of 4, right? Everyone has 4. Okay. Yep. Okay. If we go to disk 3, or whichever is the top and unformatted, right click. Where are we going now? RAID 5 volume. Is it saying like this? It wasn't showing like this before. Right? RAID 5 volume.
And how does it know? It knows there's more than 3 disks.
So it detects that.
As an option.
It detects that. Right click, RAID 5 volume. Next. Now it's detecting all the remaining available drives, right? Yep. 3 of them. Add all.
My case is showing
2.
2, 4, 5.
It's okay. Whatever is remaining hard disk, it's detecting that. Whichever you did not use, maybe use another one from the sequence, maybe 5th you use or 4th you use, so the remaining are showing only. So add. Okay. So next, letter F is given. Next, label. Exactly. RAID 5. Perform quick format. Next. Finito. Yes. It's gonna give a different color.
Mine is still stuck there.
Oh, that's the speed. Overall speed.
Which one I have to select? Perform or quick format?
Yeah.
Quick format.
Okay. Resyncing, and it's sea blue. Blue.
So this color is always for RAID 5 or?
Yep. In Windows, that's how it is. So this is software RAID. This is not hardware RAID, but the concept is exactly the same.
What? There is a volume. In this case, there are 2 volumes. One is RAID 1,
Yeah.
same hard drive, and one is RAID 5.
Yeah. Same hard drive?
Yeah.
Oh, it took the half of that which
Half
was
of
remaining. It just took the unformatted one.
Yeah.
And this I'm seeing for the first time. So your computer is haunted?
Red, half red, and other is blue.
Wow. So it used RAID 1 used half of the second drive.
Yes.
Why? Maybe there is a partition.
What is the partition?
Oh, there is a partition.
Yeah.
Oh, it's automatic, I think.
So, yeah.
Is it created for everyone?
No.
Whoa. Welcome to RAID 5. Okay. There is RAID 5 in the making. Let's go for the slide. Other features are, okay, this was the old way of doing that. Thus, there is a new way in 2012, which is, so disk management was used a lot in 2008 for disk management, of course. Minimize this. Oh, no, I can't even minimize. Okay, bad. Bad. All right. Bad. Hey, where's my super slow drive? Come on. SSD. Do something. Okay. Oh, okay.
Maybe you just have a lot more RAM.
Yeah, I have 24G. I have 24. It's expandable to 32.
So how would I know it is expandable to more than?
Go to the website of Dell and this model laptop, or system information. There's the third-party software that do that. Whoa, resyncing. So that's okay. Can we open another machine? Okay. Server 2 is doing that, right? Okay. I'm starting server 1. Okay, cool. If you have started both machines, let the experimentation of RAID 5 go on the first one. Okay, I think it's ready. Yeah. Not yet? Okay.
Raw.
Raw, okay. Oh, nope, it's not. Okay, second server up. I'll just go for if we add on the second server, okay, we'll later add 2 more hard disks, and then we're gonna go for that feature. So in disk management, now we know what to do. It's totally different in 2012. Storage, so there are physical disks. First you have to collect, then we can put all on automatic and hot spare. So yeah, we'll discuss that. What else is here? If we select half automatic and half manual, then we would not be able to use features. So there's a new feature called 3-way mirror.
What's done?
It's done for you.
What's the reason?
So resyncing is that they're creating a RAID 5 and then they are syncing with each other. Hey, what data you have? Okay, I have this data. So they are just exchanging data and being on the same page, literally. That every disk has information that is it's supposed to have.
Like a text file on like disk 3, it's gonna go disk 4, disk 5, disk 6.
Exactly. There will be a parity data for that. Is it working? Oh, still not moving. Cool. Is it moving for anyone? The disk management area? Okay. Are you able to still go to the folder, Windows folder in that server? So you should be seeing exactly RAID 5 like this. Everyone seeing that? So double click that. Okay, test folder, test 1. So we are working. So system administrator would see when does the user impact start, when it is impacting the user, and when it is impacting the performance of the server. So we knew that when it was syncing in RAID 1, it severely impacted the performance, and that's the time when user would start calling and your boss would be woken up if you were doing at night all this. So here in so that's why everyone prefers RAID, hardware RAID. Okay, so okay, I'm it's working for me now. Done. Okay, so 4 hard disks, it's drive letter F, and I've created a test folder there. I'm just going to take out, and so it's created, it's working. Let's just crash 1 hard disk. It's a
3 hard drives or
3 or more than 3. That's it.
So we don't need server 1 anymore?
Server 1, yeah, we would still need. Did you start it?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, start and log in server 1 as well, because there's this resyncing for the initial getting ready. Then we're gonna remove the disk, and then it's a little different procedure to add a new disk to the RAID 5, and then it starts resyncing. Good luck at that time too. So so server 1, just keep it up and logged in. On server 2, I'm just going to right click and simply remove the hard disk from RAID 5.
Which one?
That's a very, very good question. Oh, so 2 and 3 were RAID 1.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Let's go with 4.
Yeah, exactly. So we would be sure.
So how will I know on this?
I'll go for 5. Huh?
Which one was for RAID 1 and
So
It also says on the disk, right? It says
You want
RAID
your
5
most closest crash the-
Yeah.
crash the-
you know what? Disk 5. No, we would. So in hardware also we would know by amber light and yellow light. So when we take it out, there will be some log files. There will be some events showing that one of the disk is down. Here, I'm just going for 5 because sequentially, when I took out the third hard disk, the next available I took as part of the mirroring. So I'm not sure if that fourth should be the one, but I'll just go for 5 just to be on the safe side. I'll just go for 5, which must be part of RAID 5. Remove, and there you go. Oh, it's gone. Press OK. If there's an impact on user, I'll just create a quick folder because the hard disk is just went down. So I'll just create a quick folder here.
There's
Test.
a missing one.
Okay, it should be saying missing. There is no user impact till now. It went down. It's where the resyncing happens that user is impacted. So it's working fine. Now amber light detected. Okay, missing. Yeah, it's showing missing.
So if we crash two of the disks at the same time, would it be like resyncing?
Go ahead. No. So let's crash two disks. Yeah. Huh? Did you crash two disks? Okay. Now one, it could take the one disk down. Okay, let me just do that. I'll crash, but then I'll have to create the whole thing again. So 6. Two hard disks. Oh. Oops. Where's refresh?
Just failed.
Yeah, so the whole thing failed. Failed. Mr. Folder. Oh, no folder. So after losing second disk, the whole folder is gone. Hey, why did you make me do that? Yeah, that's good.
Oh,
That
it
we
went
should.
away, sick.
Right.
Gone completely.
Right. That's how it shows when it's okay. New feature on server 1. While I'll just add one more and create the RAID again and leave it to resync, because for the video we have to do that procedure of adding that disk, which is different from the mirroring. In RAID 5 you do different steps to add a new disk in RAID other than RAID 1. So I'm just gonna add one more now, and I lost the RAID already, the whole thing. So I'll just exactly. So I'll just add two more disks.
So what happens in RAID 0? It's
Oh.
and volume. So you
Just lose one disk.
whole thing is gone.
Same thing. The drive letter will be just gone. Press OK. I have two hard disks quickly added for the video, and I'm just going to. Okay, the RAID is failed. It's still showing the blue color. Okay, it's just not. Yeah, no options of do you want to configure it again or something. It's just saying delete volume. I would need an unformatted hard disk to create a RAID in the first place, right? So I'm just gonna delete the volume, the remaining of the volume. The whole RAID is gone, so that the whole data is gone, the whole drive is gone.
Basically, RAID 5 all over again?
Yeah, it's basically all over again. So new RAID 5 volume. Those who did it can repeat this. Those who didn't do it, good. Just stay there. I'm just going to crash that one hard disk again and then add. So yeah, if you did it with me, then create two more, because we lost two. So I'm just gonna add those two. Oh, it's just offering me. Anyway, I'm just gonna create quickly RAID 5 with total of 3 hard disks. Oh, I did not start that in online and initialize. So next, anyway, I still can create RAID 5, right? So RAID 5. Perform a quick format. Next, finito. Yes, resync. Okay, good luck. So I'm just gonna leave it to resync, and then later we're gonna do the one disk and re-add the RAID as well. So we know the steps. But for now, let's leave it to resync. Now, this is the part you should be doing during the weekend or a new system which has not been in production, not been deployed in production. So I'm just going to go to the second server after leaving the RAID 5 for resync and enter. So there are some. So this was the disk management or 2008 way of doing things. There's a 2012 way of doing these things. Everyone's on domain controller. You will already see this file and storage services by default, right? Everyone's seeing that. If we go inside file and storage service on the first server, domain controller, we are seeing different links here: volumes, disks, storage pools, shares, iSCSI. So if I go to disks, do I see something? Okay, one disk online, right? Storage pools. We haven't created any storage pool because there is not more than one disk here, so I'll on the second server on DC. Anyone on DC? Add 3 more. So I'm just gonna quickly right click the DC settings. This time, okay, you know what? Add 5. This time we're going to put on server 1 5 disks, but you have to give the disk space size different because of one more feature that we're doing. So now on DC1, or whichever second server you have, 3 disks, 65 GB, 2 disks, 55 GB. There's a reason for that. The whole lab and one new feature depends on that. Add 3 disks, 65 GB, 2 disks, 55 GB. No. Next, finish. Sorry? Yeah. On any next server. It doesn't matter what role that server has. It's just a local 2012 feature.
235, right?
55 and 65. So above is 65, below is 55. Oh. I want to drag my mouse to the board now. Where it's stuck to the corner. This one, 55. Anyway, so I'll just quickly add 3. There's a storage tiering feature that requires 2 SSD hard disks and 3 SATA hard disks, or 3 SATA or 2 3 SSD or 2 SATA. There's a feature that it's very cool feature. I'll just go for 65. Do it done. Add 65. $65 3 and $255. This is we're going to discuss why we're doing that, but just to prepare the storage tiering lab. $65 and $255. We have a PowerShell command that's going to convert, or that's going to make it appear as 2 SSD drives and 3 SATA drives for 2012 server. Then we're going to talk about that feature. But do you see all these drives somewhere here in the storage? So if I go to Server Manager now, then File and Storage Services. Everyone there in File and Storage Services? Every 2? So we have, it's not showing in the disks right now, but it should be adding there in storage, being added there in storage pool. So I'll just close that or refresh that. I'll close it, Server Manager, and open it again. Okay. So I'll go again to File and Storage Services. This is the disk management in 2012. Yeah, now all disks are showing here. Sometimes refresh works, sometimes just close and open Server Manager, it works. Everyone is seeing this, right?
Yeah.
So all unknown, and so this is the disks, and storage pool will be showing primordial. Primordial means these all disks have not been assigned a pool, or they have not been gathered up into a set of physical disks that can be later used for logical volumes. So we're gonna pool them together.
Not assigned.
Yeah, primordial means it's just not assigned, or a pool has not been created yet. So what is pool? physical disks collected together for later use. Set of disks, set of physical disks collected together. So I'm just going to create pool 1 out of all those disks. I'm just doing organization right now with 2012 features, right? So it could be pool 1, pool 2, or accounts pool, management pool. It could be, so some of the virtual machines may be needing that if it was a Hyper-V host. So this is basically we are categorizing physical disks. So primordial, right click there. New storage pool. Everyone seeing that, right? So let's categorize first the physical disks. So new storage pool.
And it's going to combine all the hard drives we made?
All the hard drives. If we want to combine, yes. If we want to combine just 3 of them, yes. So it's just a pool. Right click and yeah. Hey, you're writing cool, man.
All the hard disks we take together will act as one?
Then we can use it anyway. We can make RAIDs out of that. We can make just one volume out of that. So let's do that. Next, everyone this screen. So every two, pool 1. Oh. Pool 1. Everyone wrote that, and I'm just going to write here 5 disks. Okay, I could write more information. So next, so everyone wrote that, right? Yeah. Pool 1, 5 disks. Next, now we can have all those. Okay, it's showing me as this. So I can select all in this pool 1, but do you see this automatic thing? If I go for any one of them, hard spare. So this means what? Pretty clear. So not.
They can get a hot spare.
This is hot spare, which means.
Yeah, if it does crash, then you're able to take it out.
So already in you put 5 hard disks on a physical server. 1 disk, you tell them, hey, you're the hot spare. I'm not using you now, but whenever I lose one of those 4, automatically replace that. You're the hot spare, so I'm not using that. So this is a 2012 feature that was not in 2008 or previous versions. Let's make the last one hot spare. Halwa puri. Okay. So audio recording is also going on. So somebody said garma garam, so I said halwa puri. And I'll repeat that again. Okay. Okay. Next. So hot spare concept.
Last one is a hot spare?
Yeah. Or anyone can be hot spare. Concept is it's already available there. You're not running to the store or to the vendor and buying that.
And you would make a hot spare out of every week?
It's up to you. We have a pool. We have some hard disks. You're missing one hard disk. You are losing space of that hard disk. It's up to you.
But can you just explain hot spare again? Like, what is it?
So hot spare is that it's ready to be replaced with a crashed hard disk.
Okay.
So
when one crashes, it's going to take over.
So in our case, we put 5 hard disks in the rack server. 1 we assign already. I'm not using you. I'm putting you on hot spare. So you're just on the standby.
Yeah, it's like a bench warmer.
Kind of.
Basketball court.
As soon as one guy's down or tired or performing so bad, so you could just replace.
Like, no down.
And
Oh.
we have to change it ourselves?
Load balancing means both are using. This is not using. Kind of. Yeah, you said.
Do we have to do it, or if hard
It's our choice. I
When
can.
it crashes, is it automatic?
it automatically keeps
Yeah. That's what I'm asking.
It should, and we'll crash that and see that. Yeah, it should automatically become one of
Yeah,
those
so when it feels
working
like
one
it's
and
not
sync.
working well, it's gonna take
Should a whole process should be automatic.
Good.
So at least you'll be in peace of mind that although you should check regularly, but this should not be missed as well. That hot spare is being used right now.
Yeah.
So okay, next. Okay, this is the total report here. We just made storage pool. Yeah, you're in. Yes, select all the just top selection. Select all of them. Next, finish or create. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Okay, close. Create virtual disk when this wizard closes. So now we can have storage spaces because storage pool or a selection of physical hard disks has been done. So if we select this, it will create. It will offer us that, oh, you want to make one pool out of that, one storage space out of that, one volume or 2 volumes or 3 volumes. We can play with that too. Okay, let's click this. Okay, close it. So let's do it the other way. Pool 1 is created. Right click, same thing. Right click a new virtual disk, or you just select that, right? So, okay, till now, if we haven't created virtual disk, if we go to the Windows Explorer right now, we just have C drive because storage pool is not usable right now. We will make it usable later when we create storage spaces on that. So right click virtual disk. Now we're going to create a partition on that, or we're going to put it on. So there, it's a set of 5 disks. Next, so right click again here. Right click the pool 1, new virtual disk. Every 2 there?
Yeah.
All right. Next. And pool 1 is the only one. Next. So we can just put it as the accounts, DBs, databases will be here. Notice one thing. We're going to come back here again. And this create storage tier is grayed out. So, but it has, we have 5 disks here. So storage tier concept, one-liner would be, okay, few liners. That storage tier is that you have a bunch of SSDs plus SATA. So it's not all SSD disks. So storage tier says that, hey, first you bought SATA, then you realize, oh, SSD is so good. So now what you do? You replace, you take out all SATA and put SSD? No. Just keep on adding SSD. Then you bought SATA as well, the normal hard disk we have, which has lesser speed for read and write. And SSD has much more greater speed for read and write. Yeah, normal hard disk which we are using. Yeah. And HDD as well. Okay. Storage tiers. It's just like hybrid SSD. So can anyone tell me the concept of hybrid SSD?
So if you're using, or if it requires
Higher read and write
read and write
for any application. So it starts using the SSD portion of the hybrid SSD. Yeah.
Is that why some laptops, like when I was buying one, it said that it comes with 1 terabyte HDD and 8 gigabyte SSD, hybrid SSD.
Oh, okay.
Only 8 gigabyte. So it uses that when it needs to.
So,
So
8 gigs, if they say it, yes, the portion, yeah,
right.
per se.
So on my laptop, I have 1 terabyte and I think 128 SSD. But
Okay.
It's through a RAID system.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
I don't really understand because it's like
What? No, where you must have read it in the manual. You must have read it online. You must
No,
have
I actually figured it out because I was looking
I thought it
for
was on something.
No,
one hard disk and RAID system.
no, I think it has 750 and 1 SSD, but it's in a RAID system.
Okay, so you have 3 hard disks.
Yeah.
You must have more than one.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's already in this model. I mean, built in, and it came with a RAID.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I don't think
That's cool.
it runs as slow as HDD because I think the
The
SSD.
portion. So it's
Is your SSD the one that's bootable?
Yeah, I think it's using for operating system.
oh, that's good. Okay, one more. Yeah.
Can you please repeat hybrid?
Yeah, so hybrid, so it's like hybrid SSD that one hard disk has a portion which runs faster applications. Applications are faster on that when they're using that portion of the hard disk. And then there's a portion where you just save the data mostly, and the application runs out of that too. So if you're playing a game, you're playing that favorite game every day. So it's read and write, read and write, read and write hard disk a lot. So it will say, okay, this guy is like persistent. Okay, put this guy on SSD. So it's going to be even faster for hybrid RAID, hybrid SSD. same concept. The only thing is it's storage tiers. The thing is that you in servers we have always 10, 20. In our as I told you that our Exchange server has 78 hard disks, but from SAN. Okay, so if we have a small and medium sized company, and we have a set of SSDs and SATA hard disks. So we first create a pool with combination of those, some SSDs, some SATA. Then if the Windows 2012 detects that, oh, some of them are SSD and some of them are SATA, this will get enabled, and we are going to fool Windows 2012 into thinking that it is. We're going to run a PowerShell command that's going to convert 3 of them label wise that, oh, this is SATA and this is SSD. So this will get enabled. So when we click that, then the thing is that whichever application server you install there, the hot data, which is like, the hot data is that which is continuously reading and writing a lot. So an accounts application installed on this server, and that application is taking a lot of hard disk IOPS, input output per second. Then the SSD set of hard disks in this pool would be dealing with that accounts application. So hot data would be refer to SSD when it's just cold data. It's just like sometimes the application is reading the hard disk, then it will be going to the SATA portion of the storage tier.
It's like hybrid, but for
It's exact same concept, but you have more hard disk there, and it will just go to that portion of hard disk, and it's not even it's grayed out right now. So we're gonna make it enabled by giving a PowerShell command, which will convert the status of our hard disk to some SSD and some SATA. Then we will come back here and see that. So right now we are making just a volume there. Accounts DB is what we named for that storage pool, which is just a set of physical hard disks. Next, now we have this simple. You want to make so it detects that there are 5 hard disks. Okay, so we can play with all the redundancy options here. Simple, we haven't created simple yet, but this is the 2012 version of RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5. So notice that these 3 are shown here, and mirror is also there, parity is also there, right? So RAID 0, 1 and 5. We have done the 2008 way of doing that. If we have 5 hard disks and we choose mirror, or if we have 5 hard disks, we can go for parity here as well, right? We can check here the speed as well of resyncing.
It says what it reads here, it says at least 7
for 2 hard disk failures. For 2, and it also says here mirror. What does it say? So these are latest features in mirror and parity. In 2008 mirror, we knew that what pair is there. Wow, it rhymes. And 1 goes down. Can you rhyme after that? Oh, anyway, so downtown. Okay, the other one stays up. And here, if you have mirror of, if you want to afford the loss of 2 simultaneous failures, then you must have in mirroring 5 minimum hard disks. So 2008 mirroring, minimum maximum 2 hard disks. That's it. You lose 1, it goes on. You lose 2nd, that's it. You're done already. There's nothing left. If you want 2 hard disk loss failure, you want to tolerate loss of 2 hard disks, what do?
5.
You put minimum of 5 hard disks, and that's only supported in 2012, right? It's not supported in 2008. So 2012, we have 5 hard disks, it detects that. Let's put it to mirror, and then go for removing 2 hard disks, right? So mirror 2008 and mirror 2012. This is not a technical term, I'm just explaining that, right? So mirror 2012, let's select that. We have 5 hard disks here. Next. Okay, fixed or thin. Oh, you know the difference anyway, right? So it is already going for fixed, but let's go for thin. We have 60 GBs. So we selected mirror, thin, and specify the size in GBs or in terabyte or in megabyte.
So total size or
Whatever total you want to create of that, but it will still tolerate the loss of 2 hard disks, right? So what is the total size anyway? 60,
120?
Huh?
For these?
Yeah, total size is
120.
yeah. So it's disabled here, maximum size. But if I go previous and go for fixed, and then go next, then it's enabled for. But total here specifies 106. So I'll just go for thin because I don't want to occupy all my space. What we are doing is 2012 mirroring. Before, what we did was 2008 mirroring. 2012 mirroring has this advanced option of loss of 2 hard disks. 2008 mirroring has can only lose 1 hard disk, right? So thin, I'm going to just go for that. It's already selected the total size then for us, 106. Why is it 106? There are 5 hard disks here.
It had nothing here on my end. It did not specify anything.
It did not specify
No, it did
anything?
not.
Okay, go back.
Nothing here.
I did not write anything here. Go for fixed. Next, maximum size. Maximum size gives us the usable size in 2012 mirroring. Why usable size is so less than the actual collective size of the hard disks? 50% rule still
This
applies.
is giving 108 GB. 2 GB more.
108.
Yes.
Everyone is seeing this? 106?
Yeah.
Every 2 is also seeing that? Every 2 is just you from now on. Oh, okay. Alright. So, there's only one technical reason. We all know that. It's haunted, your computer. Only one technical reason we can give. 106, 108. And there was, in mirroring, half of the hard disk was used, half of the hard disk was not used. Which is like the strangest. This is strange thing happened. 2 strangest thing happens. So that's the only technical reason we know now. You need to do some kind of amal or something, you know. The ghost has to be out. There's a jinn here. Okay, so 106, let's go ahead, create. Whoa, okay, whoa, okay. Back. Thin.
But when you click thin, there's no next option, create option.
Yeah, thin. I'm just going for thin. I'm going for thin. And next, 106 is there. If not, just put it.
Yeah, but
No, but it doesn't.
next or
There's no clear option though.
Because thin is not supported. Why?
Let's see if the virtual disk might take additional space to clear it. Right?
So the thin is not. Well, I was gonna see that option later, but okay, it just came now. It's not supporting at certain point. So thin is not supported. Why? The virtual disk might take additional space
If you,
to create a write-back cache.
if you
so-
reduce the size to 100, then it gives you the.
So if we use the maximum size, it's not gonna support that, right?
If you take it to 100,
Yeah.
then it supports it.
So write-back cache is also a feature here. Let me just tell you one more thing. Okay, we can reduce the size here, and then we can go for thin. But what is write-back cache?
It has it.
So this is what we did. Put a hot spare.
It's fine. Okay, let's go next.
If you put
105 instead of 106.
yeah, reduce it to anything and give write-back cache. Since the letter, since the word come here, this is just another feature where you can actually use. So it is just like write-back cache is also for the data, hot data that is coming towards the hard disk, and it will be given the SSD. But it's
Every
Yeah.
hard drive has a cache, right?
yeah, so it will be write-back cache. Storage, see this? Storage spaces in 2012 supports creating a write-back cache that uses small amount of space on existing SSDs in the pool. So first of all, it chooses SSDs, and then it's a small amount of space that is where it caches what? So to buffer small random writes. So random writes, which often dominate common enterprise workloads, are directed to SSDs and later are written to HDDs. So what is a random write? What do you understand by a random write? There's a application that is reading and write. So users are connecting through Exchange server, and regularly mailboxes are being opened and click new, and emails are coming and going. There's total server is busy. So that data will be hot data and redirected to SSDs. What about random writes? So this is not random write, this is persistent write, which is Exchange server, which I'm giving an example. So random write would be anything that is randomly opened and you need it quickly done. But it is persistent, but not in a way that it's like regularly doing that. It's okay, I should not even use the word persistent, it's confusing. It's a random write, any application that is randomly being opened and closed and is not a hot data will still be given space or will still be able to use SSDs. So any randomly opening, so sometimes you open Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, you close it. Another day you again open Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, anything. So randomly when you're opening some applications, it is given also write back cache. All your work should be done fast. So most of the time your random data as well as your persistent data is redirected to SSDs, right? So there will be more terminologies coming here our way. So we will just go for 105 just to give write back cache. 1 gigs, we can give more cache. So if random writes are more, random writes are already some applications that you're using randomly at certain time. Yeah.
But once you go back, it lets you keep one.
Yeah, and then we go back and please.
So I think
It's like random.
yeah. So I'm just gonna go with 105. Yeah. But they can accept 106. But it
So now,
Then it
yeah.
accepts everything.
Create. Okay, maximum disk. Yes. So when we do one thing, it doesn't happen.
No, but you can
We redo it again, it happens. Yeah.
No, you can put more space than you have on that. 120. I put 130 exactly.
It accepted after coming back and forth.
Yeah.
So we're just I'm not putting anything here. Let's just accept the defaults for now,
It says free space 300 GB.
which should not be the case. You know what? Let's go for default, whatever it's accepting. Don't go for anything else. If it's accepting the default, okay. Otherwise, make it happen with a little change. Let's not change anything more than that. We want to test the 2012 mirroring now. Let's get rid of 2 hard disks out of 5 and check if our folder that has been created. Let's see if we have just created a volume now. Create. So this is the storage space. So what happened? Storage pool, collection of physical hard disk, storage space, volume created on that. We cannot say it as a volume. It has been logically formatted and combined. Now we create over a C drive, D drive, or E drive, right? So create a volume over the storage space. So the third level now. First of all, collect the physical disk. Second, logically connect them. Third, create a volume on them. I'll create just one, whatever letter it. So keep it selected and close. Next wizard will come.
You're combining all the disks, right?
Yep.
So that's why it's 300. So all the disks.
So total size is what?
300. Then.
Yep.
It's 3 disks
6,
of 60.
120 and
20.
50, 50, 50.
With 300?
No, it's not.
It's more than that. It's more than 250 something.
Yeah, it's less than 300.
It's
So let's not go for customized size. Maybe it takes, but it won't work for us. So I was going for default size.
It's showing 301.
Next, I'm just creating a volume now. Next, volume. Okay, I'm just going for default size, which is 106 GB. I'm not changing anything from my side. Are you all seeing that?
Yeah.
Next, it's taking drive letter E. We're gonna just create a test on that and get rid of 2 drives. Next, so it's 2012 mirror, just for our 2012 mirror. It's on NTFS. There is defaults. There's REFS here as well, new file system. It's called resilient file system. The features of this is that if the hard disk crashes, the data is still they say 80% you don't lose the data, the data is still recoverable if you have a hard drive with REFS. Plus it supports lots of versions. It is available for GPT drives if you select the GPT, which was the option, one of the options. Plus REFS has many features which are on the slide, so I'll just go through that as well. Right now NTFS, let's go for. So REFS is just supporting bigger partitions, bigger drives, and it's more, we can say, partial crash proof.
Only on 2012 though?
It's only on 2012. It's introduced a new file system. That's the next version of NTFS, REFS. Next, now we create a E drive, right? Which is a 2012 mirror. So there you are with 2012 disks. There is GPT 106 GB space. I'm going to disks now, and the virtual disk name is accounts, DBs, databases. It's online 106 and GPTs and subsystem. It's storage spaces actually, which means logically connecting them together, and bus type storage spaces, account DBs. Okay, this is what information we have right now. If I right click here now, the only options are reset disks or disintegrate them or take offline. We're not going to do that. I'm just going to go and create a quick folder in E drive. This is a 2012 mirror we just created, right? E drive. Right click, new folder, test 2. So now we're going to try to lose 2 hard disks, or we'll lose 2 hard disks. So I just created a test 2 folder. I just wanted to see that its resync should be faster than 2008 as it was claimed there in the documentation that resync speeds have been improved. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I'll just go. I created a folder, settings on that DC1, and we'll get rid of. Hey, now there's no guessing here, right? So I'll just get rid of 2 right away. In 55 GB, I'm getting rid of both. So I'll just later add that again. Remove, press OK. The hard disks have been gone. I'm just back on the Windows Explorer. As a user, I'm still creating test 2, and I don't see a performance issue right now. In the background, system administrator is running here and there. I, as an end user, am watching Titanic. Oh no, just working on my Excel file. So 2 hard disks are gone. What does, as an administrator, I see in storage pools and in my 2012 storage area? If I go down here in the disks, so I've first selected storage pools. If I, yeah, exactly. I was gonna close it and open it, which really guarantees that. Oh yeah, see, exactly. 2 hard disks are showing yellow, and we know that for sure that they are not there at all. So mirroring is intact, and now we know the status, but the end users are having no impact. I'll just keep creating more folders here. Okay, cool. So we can lose 2 hard disks if we have a total of 5, and we can lose 2 hard disks in RAID 5 if we have a minimum of 7. So I was talking minimum. In 2012 mirror, minimum of 5. In mirroring, we can lose 3 hard disks. And okay, nobody's here. So in 2012 mirroring, minimum of 5 disks are required, and we can lose 2 hard disks. Minimum of 5 are required in 2012 mirroring RAID or RAID 1. We can lose 2. In 2008 mirroring, we got a pair minimum of 2. We can lose 1. RAID 2012-8. RAID 1 2008 mirroring, we can lose 1. Minimum of 2. And 2012 RAID 1, minimum of 5 hard disks, we can lose 2. Actually, in both RAIDs in 2012, we can lose 2. We just lost 2, right? Again, and RAID 5. So mirroring and RAID 1 and RAID 5 in 2012 we can both lose 2 if we have minimum capacity fulfilled. If we have the minimum capacity fulfilled. Yeah, you were saying?
I don't want to throw you off topic, but can you write that down?
Yeah.
So just on the board, right beside.
Yeah. Rule of thumb. Actually, how about?
Yeah, or is it like a slide or something?
Yeah. No, these are the rule of thumb which we just.
Can you just add a slide? Add a slide on PowerPoint and send it, like send the entire PowerPoint to us?
Yeah. The slide for yesterday is there.
Any slide, just like
And but this is at the end. I'm just writing that what we've tested. Windows 2008 RAID 1. RAID 1. So minimum HDD 2. We can lose 1. Shift tab
Yeah.
to get to.
We got back, yeah.
Hey, I always wanted to know that. Okay, anyway. It's recorded. Audio and video. Anyway, so Windows 2012 RAID 1. Minimum 5 HDD. We can lose 2. Windows 2008 RAID 5. Minimum 3 HDDs. We can lose 3. And then, okay, we are here. Cool. When? 1. So this also covers me when I am really originally making a mistake. Okay, we are already there. While somebody corrected me actually. So RAID 5 1, minimum 3, but hey, same thing. So it's Windows 2012 RAID 5. Yeah, the minimums are changed here. Minimum 7 HDDs. Yeah, if you want to lose 2. So RAID 5 always you can have 32 or as the capacity support of the hardware. Minimum is 7. Minimum 7 HDDs.
See, Windows 7 HDDs run Windows 2012 RAID 5.
Windows 2012 RAID 5. Minimum 7. If you have minimum 7, then you can afford to lose 2. If you have less than that, then at least you should have minimum 3 to even create RAID 5, right?
7 is like for it to run like properly.
So in 2012, 7 is where you can have the fully, operational RAID offered by 2012. We can lose 2 HDDs. There we are.
PowerPoint to us?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just like yesterday, I'll just that too. Okay, so we are. This is something we wanted to know. Now I'm just gonna go and just replace those because we have seen. Shall I put it there? This one? You're looking there, or?
And I was just looking at this.
Oh, okay.
Strike set
So-
with priority.
So 2008 we did recovery, but 2012 we did not do recovery. So we should know that how to recover. One thing that we should be looking for is what happened to that hot spare. So did we got rid of actually the hard spare as well? The last 2 we should have deleted actually the second loss and the. So okay, instead still losing 2 does not affect the end user. So now what do? I'll just add the 2. I'll close this and see if it totally just removes those hard disks from there. Just need to know the latest status of that. Disks, it just shows the warning or does it actually throws out? Yeah, the pool. Oops, storage pool, sorry. Yeah, it just shows the warning that those disks are gone. So I'll just add them again. How do we add them in the mirror? So settings, I'll just add 55, 255s, and then see if 2012 has some better way of or less memory intensive hard disk IOPS intensive way of.
So we're starting to a new hard drive?
Yeah, just 55 again. 55, 55, next, finito, press OK. So the 2012 storage pool, I'm just going to have to refresh that. Go to this and go back and just F5. So you goes there, here, refreshes. Do we have anything added? So this will just show there's a primordial. Primordial means that okay, 2 new disks have been added total. If we have added 10 new disks, it will all show in primordial. Primordial just means that these are unformatted, totally new disks, and you want to do something about it, go ahead. So everyone's seeing primordial now when you have added 2 new disks?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we need to do with pool 1, we need to add those 2, right, to complete that RAID. So right click the pool 1, go for add physical disk. So first let's just check the properties. Let's check right click pool 1, which is missing 2 disks. Let's go for properties. General shows pool 1 5 disks and 301 is the total capacity. Use space is 8 GB. Free space is 293. Wow, we've used 8 GB. Okay, so health. What is so general? That's it. Health, nothing here. Just warning degraded. So of course it should be degraded. Showing details. 301 pool 1 capacity. Free space is how much? 293. It's a lot of information here. Pool name. But this is all information we are getting from properties. So the main thing we have to do in pool 1 is add physical disk. Let's go ahead and add 2 physical. Okay, 2 are available. Yeah. So
Which one?
any.
We have to click that primordial.
So right click, go for pool 1 in storage pools. Right click, add physical disk.
Yeah, did you click OK on that? I think you might have to refresh.
Hot spare, the second one, doing that. Okay, press OK. Okay, they're adding to that pool now. Refreshing should actually remove that, otherwise we'll have to delete that warning disk which are already gone.
How do I do? Right?
So
Remove this?
sorry, no, first refreshing should let's check the refresh.
Refresh didn't work.
Didn't work. Okay. I'll just close this because you know. So close and open server manager again. Okay. Oh, already tried. So I'll just go for storage pools. As far as the resyncing going, is there a user impact? So I'm just gonna go and keep creating new folders, and this is the time when the hard disk normally resync, right? They have just been added. Okay, what we have to still make sure that they have been added to the mirror. They have been added to the pool till now, but have they been added to the mirror to fully? Okay. Health, it's still saying degraded. Warning, degraded. So we added to the mirror, but we to the pool. This is the mirror here, virtual disks. So if we go to repair virtual disk or detach, so I can go first. I will just go for the properties. Okay, what's going on here? Virtual disks, because in the virtual disk we created mirror.
This is lost communication. That's what this for.
Yeah. So on health, it's saying lost communication. Access account DBs. Okay, this is all just information.
You can remove it.
I can just
manually.
do the repair actually.
Can you remove those too? By right clicking
Yeah,
and do
yeah.
right?
This is a manual process to remove those. Okay, let's just remove those because these are just labels and they don't represent anything. I'll just remove those for
Something came up.
the one that are already gone.
The one with the arrow.
F5. Yeah, you were
I
saying?
repaired that.
Yeah, we have to ultimately go for repair. I was just checking all the other options, that what is the status of mirror, what is the status of this.
I think we are trying to do a horse ride as well.
So,
You tell her
Yeah, it's not done.
guys,
It only lets you remove one of them.
okay.
No, I removed
Refresh.
one of them.
right?
You remove both of them? No, it's
When I go towards the right, it says
Yeah.
required.
The one that's
No, but I removed it.
do it later.
Sure,
We can,
reset the drive.
yeah, retired is there. No,
When you
no,
repair
don't research. We ultimately we are repairing it. Ultimately we are repairing it.
I'm so close to it.
Okay. So yes, servers, just think a couple of million times before doing anything. Because one wrong step, hundreds of users connected will be affected right away, and calls and manager and director. The. Okay. So I just wanted to see all the options that we are doing. I'm going on virtual disk and going for repair virtual disk. Let's see. Repairing 0%, 18%. Checking what to repair if the hard disks are supposed to be showing here. So, okay, if there was a repair needed, it has gone through that. Let me refresh the. Never refresh that. So the pool is still showing.
If you try to remove it now, it should go.
Okay.
It's gone now.
That's what I did. And
F5.
Oh, okay, good. So repair the disk did two things. Actually, I'm not sure about the mirror till now. I have to check the. Okay, see, even the that yellow warning is gone. So ultimately, even in 2008, it was even in hardware mirroring, repair option is the final option that does that. So before that, we were just going for looking at the environment. Okay, what's going on? Suppose there were 100 users connected here, and you would go for any option, check everything there. Then you go for the ultimate or final option, which is repair option, right? But how do we make sure that mirror is up? Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to ask, just by you repairing it, it removes the other one?
Yeah, just by
For
remote.
me, I
The-
refreshed it.
Refresh,
No,
close,
you have to remove
open.
it again after.
No. After
Then
you
repair
delete
again.
it yourself.
Yeah.
Remove this
Yeah,
and
that's
then.
what I was asking. if
So
you had to do
maybe
remove
no,
it.
I just deleted myself. It got deleted, but I would just give it time after repair. Wait it out. Okay. So one more thing is mirroring. No, for the storage tiering, which is the new feature in 2012, which Microsoft boasts a lot, which is that we're gonna run this PowerShell command to trick our server into thinking that there is a SSD drive and there are SATA drives. So the command would be, I'll just put it on Zoom for 200. So get dash storage. So if you go to PowerShell, get dash storage, we did create our pool by the name of pool 1. Then it says first go to the storage pool. Then okay, let me just put the slide on. Oh, yeah. Then it says so there's a pipeline here. Pool 1, get storage pool 1, then get physical disk, whatever disks are there, then question mark the size, LT is less than and GT is greater than. So whatever is less than 60 GB, which is 55 GB we created, set it to physical disk as SSD. So the whole command is this. Let me know when you want to. And then there is a greater than, whatever is greater than 60 GB, which is 65 GB, then set it to HDD. So it will set the status of the hard disks as SSD, and then it will set the status of other hard disks as HDD. Yeah.
Yeah, line in between. Do we add that ourselves?
This is
The line after the
yeah.
line.
We have to add the line ourselves, and this is near backspace, I think. Shift. No, it's not case
Do you
sensitive.
know the back?
Yeah, Shift plus on your keyboard. I don't.
Beside the enter sign.
Okay, in my keyboard it's above the enter sign.
Or yeah.
It's the backslash.
Yeah.
You said this twice.
Yeah. So no. So first, no, it's not case sensitive. So first command does what? At the end, it says less than 60 GB. Convert it to media type as SSD. Set dash physical disk minus media type as SSD. Yeah. And then, okay, anyone is on the last one?
Here's some like red hair thing. What do we call it?
Yeah. So we should not simulate that.
Oh,
It's
it's happening.
just an error. Yeah.
You gonna email please?
Yeah. No.
So we're doing it for first set SSD and then each.
So we have 5 disks right now, but we have different sizes: 65, 65, 65, 3 disks, and 55, 55, 2 disks. So 65 GB, it will convert. It will set the media type as SSD. For 55 GB, it will set the media type as HDD. So the half command is showing here, half command is on the other side. Yeah.
Is it 60 or 65 GB?
So no, above LT is less than, GT is greater than.
Oh, less than 60 GB.
Less than 60 GB, 55. That's why before I asked, okay, put 55 and 65 GB. Because the command will be above 60 and below 60.
So 55 and 65, right?
Yep. So here we're just going to type 60, right? What does the command says?
It is 60, right? I tried 60.
Yeah. Yeah. Just write exactly what it says. And there are first command, then for the second command, up arrow again when you're writing. So the first command, press enter after that. Yeah, you were saying?
Okay, now just answer.
Yep. So at the end, so you put both commands?
Yeah, I got the right.
You got the red. Oh.
So I put the first command and then press enter.
And
What are you supposed to get after that?
so after that nothing. No, there's first we have to allow ourselves to put PowerShell commands
Yeah.
by default. Okay, let me do it now. Server 1. First PowerShell. So I'll show you now. PowerShell, go for run as administrator. PowerShell, it's always safe. Otherwise, I am sure this for this command I don't need run as administrator. You're not able to see this, so I'll put a magnifying glass, which is a new Japanese technology, or not. All right. So the command is first you need to allow yourself to give commands in PowerShell. PowerShell by default blocks all the commands by default. Set dash exe. When you put exe, press tab. Exe set dash exe, press tab. It will auto complete that, right? And go for unrestricted. So its total command is this. It's a one-time thing on that particular machine, whichever particular machine, one-time thing. So did you put that? Set dash execution policy unrestricted. Enter. Press Y. When you enter, there's a big message. Just press Y, type Y, and press enter again.
Okay, now we type the whole.
Now we type the whole. Oh man! Now I'm gonna type it for you. So has anyone typed the initial ones? You can tell me.
Yeah, get dash storage.
Yeah, dash storage.
Pool 1.
I'll autocomplete. Okay, storage job, storage node, storage pool. Okay, autocomplete goes for all the commands.
Pool 1.
Pool 1.
No. Erase that.
Oops.
Right next to the pool, you put 1.
Oh no. So get dash storage pool space.
Yeah, pool then 1. No space. Just next to the pool, just write 1. Because we named it pool 1, right?
Okay, that was wrong then. So
Hold up, man.
that's where
Hold up, man. Oh. Pool 1. Yeah.
we should have named it BMW1 as our pool name. So it's get dash storage pool. That's a command. Then which pool? Oh, pool 1 which we created. We could have named it anything. That pool. Swimming pool. Public pool. Oh, okay. Let's not go further.
Hold on, sir.
Billiard.
Where's- yeah, billiard Viruf. So pool 1, everyone did that? Pipeline, get dash physical disk. Every two did that?
Can you go to the side?
Get dash physical disk, then go for pipeline and oh, I have to. So set dash LT, which is less than space 60 GB. Everyone there? So it's not case sensitive, but exactly spaces should be there, but it's not case sensitive. So question mark size space minus LT space LT minus LT is less than.
Can you go back?
Yeah. Where?
No, like go back.
Back.
Yeah. Oh God.
It's
My bad.
backmost now.
So nothing happens after you press enter, right?
That means it's working. If it, as long as it's not red, it's red. Then it's spaces and spellings.
EXE. Unrestricted. You can ask that move.
Okay, this is more painful than I thought.
Give him a break, man.
I'll tell you after, sir. Don't worry. I'll say that loud for you.
All right. Although it's pretty clear there as well, down there, it's also big enough, I think.
No, I'm looking at that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just typing it. That's fine.
So I'm just hovering around for whoever wants
Yeah.
So after 60 is done, right? That's the command?
it. No.
No. Set schedule, bro.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm just going for the next part of the command. Get physical disk pipeline. Everyone did that. After 60 GB, this is the portion. Next portion.
Okay then.
All right. Wow, that was excitement. Like, and behind there's a window. Ah!
Yeah, I just waited both lines. Nothing came up. That's fine, right?
Which means it's okay. You're done. You're good. Yeehaw. Yeah. Oh, okay. So anyone can read me out that?
Yeah, sir.
Thank you.
Got you.
So let me just get rid of this mirror. Okay. So storage pool.
Need you done unrestricted thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Get dash storage pool.
Pool 1.
Yeah, pipeline.
Pipeline space.
Get dash physical disk.
Get dash physical disk.
Pipeline.
Pipeline
Space.
space.
Question mark.
Question mark.
Space.
Space.
Size.
Size.
Space.
Space.
Dash LP.
Oops. Size dash LT less than 60 gigs, 60 GB.
Yeah. And then pipeline.
Pipeline.
And then set slash physical disk.
Set dash
Yeah,
phys-
dash physical disk.
physical disk space dash
Media type.
media type
SSD.
SSD. Okay. So enter. Yeah, nothing happens, which means we're good. And then
So the same thing.
I'm just gonna up arrow. Yeah, up arrow, and then I'm just changing here GT greater than
Yeah. And then your media type after should be HDD.
HDD. Oh, okay. So greater than will be 3 disk will be HDD and 2 disk will be SSD.
Yeah.
Okay, enter and red error. So I did something wrong. Get dash storage pool 1 physical disk minus size GT greater than 60 GB should be set physical disk media type. Okay, what did it say? Failed. Set physical disk. Get storage pool 1. Get physical disk minus GT 60 GB set physical disk. Okay, for everyone else it was okay. Every two as well. All right. What? Fully qualified error storage WMI set physical disk. Okay.
On the first one, actually.
Sorry? Yeah.
I think it's cleared on the first command.
No, it's the second command.
Second?
Yeah. After the second one, it's giving me red. But my all hard disk is SSD, so it's not converting my media type to HDD. But others are also using the SSD hard disk for virtual machines, right? So greater than 60 GB. I have a greater than 60 GB here. I should have. Okay, so where am I here? 64. Yeah, I have 3 drives at 60 GB. So guys, we have tested the mirror. I'll just break it down. Delete virtual disk, but yours is working fine with mirror intact as well. Just the media type. So can you confirm that your media type here is showing exactly HDD and SSD? So when you go to disks, storage pools, no, disks. It should be showing the media type as well. If you drag it here to the left, bus type, media type, here media type in storage pool should be showing half SSD and half HDD. Is it showing for everyone like that?
Storage pool?
For those who are using SSDs,
Mine is showing unknown.
unknown.
Three HDD.
All.
No, 3 HDD, 2 SSD.
Okay, good. You have SSD in your laptop? Okay, those who have SSDs, your media type is showing what? All SSDs. So you did not get red error for the second one when you were converting for HDD? I got an error that it cannot convert a SSD media type to an HDD.
I didn't try to convert it.
You only the first one?
No, the first line did not give you error, right?
No. Oh, the PowerShell command?
Yeah, there are 2 lines.
Both of them didn't give me an error.
Okay. You have hybrid SSD or SSD? That was a trick question, sir. Okay, if I try to put this media type to BMW, no, that's just something out of nowhere. It says, whoa, this is not a recognized media type. What are you thinking? Cannot convert value BMW to type Microsoft.PowerShell. Okay, forget it. So HDD, what else is there? Oh, maybe small case. It's not case sensitive, I know that. Okay, so guys, those who are done can follow this step. If so, yours is also converted without error, right? Both.
Yeah.
For both lines. Okay.
But it's showing unknown though. I mean, it's not showing any.
So close Server Manager and open, and it will show. So unknown, close Server Manager or refresh, but better to close Server Manager and open. Okay, for those it's working. I think I'm the only one it's not working for. So the next steps would be,
I caught the mistake.
yeah.
The second PowerShell command, I put SSD in that.
Yeah, you put the wrong command.
It's supposed to put HDD, right?
You're supposed to
So I guess you're supposed to get here.
yeah, because you have
We can put anything, but I can change that too.
HDD?
So less than 60 GB, I'll put it on HDD. First command was SSD in the end. I'll just change it to HDD. Okay, again, thaw. Set physical disk, and if I put it to SSD, it's already there. SSD. Okay, I'll just give you quickly the next steps. Is it HDD or HHD?
Yeah, HDD. HDD
No, it is HDD. So I was putting HDD.
HDD didn't work for me.
Didn't work, right? You said both worked.
Because I put SSD in the
Why did SSD work for us?
So you have SSD as well?
You know what I'm working on? I'm using HDD right now.
You're using
I have
HDD.
SSD,
Okay. Those who are using SSD, it's not converting for them the rest of the drive to HDD. So, but those who have HDD, for them it's converting media type to SSD. So I'm just going to show you the next steps. For those, it worked fine. For the SSD guys, yeah, that. Okay. So how do we do that? We have to go with the creating a new virtual storage, virtual disk. So after successfully putting those commands, these are the steps to configure what? Storage tiers. Storage tiers means what? That your server hot data will be redirected to the SSD portion of your pool. Your server hot data. What is hot data? The frequently used data of the application will be put to or redirected to SSD portion of the pool. Pool 1 has SSD as well as HDD, right? So storage tier just gives that cool feature if you have mixture of hard disks for small and medium sized business. But in large businesses, it's all SSD. We never have HDD. So right click, new virtual disk. Everyone, this is the configuration of storage tiers. And since my command did not work for SSD, so I'll just go to a certain level, but you guys can go ahead without me.
Then we done.
Oh, okay. Then we are done. Okay, so storage tiers. So those with SSD won't be able to do that because your second command did not work, right? So your media type is still same. Storage tiers want media types different. If storage tier has to work, it has to be HDD plus SSD. This is for those who have mixed hard disks. In businesses, they always have SSDs. So storage tiers is not for those guys who already have full SSD. Storage tier is for medium-sized businesses or small size who don't have money. Oh, okay.
I thought the whole point of that PowerShell command was to pull the system, but you're not able to.
So I just discovered that those who are running their operating system on SSD, it's not converting that media type back to HDD. Only for those. But those who are on HDD, it's converting them for SSD and HDD is still there. So that's wrong. So if you go with this, are you able to click now? Yeah. So if it's SSD, those companies don't have to go for storage tiers at all. Everything is already speedy. Right? Click storage tiers now. And click next. Did you click next?
Yeah.
Okay, go for mirror.
Yeah.
Next.
It says there are not enough physical disks of each media type to support the storage layout. Select a different layout.
Okay, so the thing is, I'm just going to create a video for that. But what you need to do is just delete that pool, delete that mirroring from here, and we can create this again, the whole pool, right? So pool 1 was created with mirroring enabled. But let me just check one more thing. I'll connect with his laptop. This can show you what to do. So you were media type is showing different.
No, it's showing unknown.
Unknown.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not.
It's not like that, you know.
Okay, those who are showing unknown, the storage tier is not enabled for those as well. So I have to make that video on, hey, how can I install mine on HDD again, the whole operating system. Okay, so I'll send you the steps at least, because okay, what happens is that when you select storage tiers, this is a quick one. When you select storage tiers, the only thing it asks is that how much size you give to SSD and how much to HDD. That's the only thing it asks in storage tiers. And you have to define the size that over from the 300 GB. Suppose if we did not mirror it, if we put it on span volume, right? It would have 300 GB or 250 GB the total size. So in storage tiers, it only asks that how much percent you want to give, or how much specific size you want to give to SSD portion of your pool 1, and how much you want to give for HDD portion of your pool 1. That's the only difference between regular creation of a storage space or pool 1. Yeah, so I will just try to create that, or I'll try to put the steps there, because mine is SSD.
When you going to edit this?
This is bad discovery, huh?
You're going to edit this part?
Yeah. So if so, we need to see that storage tiers working. So I'm just gonna send those steps, and you can make it. In previous classes, I've done that when I did not have SSD, so I can put that video as well, or I'll cut that portion of the video where storage tiers was working fine from the previous class, where my machine was working on HDD only.
Did you have Windows 8?
Yep.
That's good. Thank you.
Welcome.
Are you going to post the video from yesterday?
Well, it's already there.
The whole
Are you on
yeah, I'm on the group.
WhatsApp?
WhatsApp, yeah.
So on the Google group, you checked? I posted the video.
The whole, like, the class one? I saw one that was like 15 minutes.
Oh, guys,
You have to download it, right?
yeah. So you have to download the video. If
Can you put
you're,
it on YouTube? Like upload it on YouTube?
I'll try to do that today. It's
I
gonna
think
take a little time.
you did that before.
Guys, do not, when I put it on Dropbox, do not start watching right away from there. It's not going to let you watch more than 15 minutes. Download it, and then you can watch only. Dropbox has this limitation.
So I like the YouTube thing though. 'cause
I'll put it on
the
YouTube.
channel, You have day 1, day 2, 3,
Yeah.
and it's all in order.
Yeah.
So
So I'll just put yesterday's and today, this one, after editing. Then I'll put it on YouTube. Huh?
you have everything there.
Not everything. Not this and yesterday.
Oh yeah, no, that's
So I have a casual channel, and I have a actual, where I've edited everything and professionally made it. So
I have access to the one, the professional one.
okay, so
IT professionals or something.
yeah, so casual channel has our class videos where we are like ha 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 and everything.
How do I get there?
So I'll send the link again
Okay.
for casual channel. I did send the link, but now I'm gonna create an email with sending all the links with categories there.
Yeah.
This is for that. This is for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yesterday, because on the Dropbox, sir, it
All right.
was saying.
Allah Hafiz.